right, my check 1 2 1 2. What up? What up? It's the All Grind Sports Show. I believe we're on episode 12 now. Went by kind of fast. I can't even believe I said that right now. But yeah, we here, man. As I've been telling y'all before, we on all directories now on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, all that good stuff, man. Just come check us out at All Grind Sports. I go by the name of JC, and I'm here with three of my wonderful guests that you all know. My brother Isaiah Anthony, welcome back, sir. My big dog Eugene decided to pull up last minute, and my OG mentor Daryl Dunning back in the building, superstar. And we might as well just get to the spits, man. Let's go over these first round matchups. I know y'all probably got a lot to get off y'all chest. So I actually did an NBA bracket, and I had Miami going to the not just going. I had them winning the championship this year, actually. So first round was Miami, Atlanta. They took care of business with the gentleman's sweep. Whoever want to go first, man, y'all can give y'all thoughts on who y'all had or what y'all takeaways from it.
Let me just say this. Trae Young is starting to get vastly overrated.
Overrated?
Ooh. Oh! You know what's crazy? He just said, Eugene just told me that last night, and I was like, damn, like I haven't heard it much yet, but yeah, Eugene was like, he went on a full tangent on the phone with me last night. Like,
yeah, I believe he had more turnovers than field goals made this series.
Did he?
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. I can check the stats to be sure, but it was more something than field goals made this series. They completely clamped him, locked him down, and even in the playing game, he didn't play well.
But do you think is that really Trae Young though, or is it just because I thought Miami was like the dark horse, even though they was the number one seed? I had them as like the dark horse coming out the East. Like people wasn't talking about them enough.
I'm not saying that.
Maybe it was that got to Trae.
Miami, they play great defense. Like Eric Spoelstra always has them as a good defensive squad.
Man. That's an underrated coach at this point.
Victor Oladipo.
Put some respect on Spoelstra's name.
Yeah. Victor Oladipo played great those last two games when Jimmy was out as well. Miami's a great team, but Trae Young played terribly. Like he played garbage.
And that's kind of been his theme throughout the season. It was either he played incredible or he played like trash. That's pretty much been his thing.
I totally agree with you on Spoelstra.
Gene?
What about Trae Young?
Trae Young, I mean, he
I ain't gonna say overrated. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a little too soon.
Yeah, he's rated at. He might be a little overhyped, but he rated about right.
Yeah, I mean, ain't nobody calling him like best PG in the league or nothing like that. Like, or you know what I'm saying? Like,
with the Rock, a little,
They certainly saying he's top 5. He's next up.
Yeah, they are
top 5 point guard.
Yeah, that's what they saying.
I mean, he might be though. I mean,
no.
I have to think about it.
No,
who's the 5?
Chris Paul's better than him.
Steph
better than him still. Steph's better than him still.
Devontae Murray.
See, Gene, you want a hot take so bad, huh? You wanted a hot take moment so bad today.
Yeah, Ja's better.
Come on, man.
But he averaged 6.2 turnovers a game compared to 4.4 made field goals a game in this series.
6 turnovers is wild.
Exactly. Yeah,
for one game, that's wild.
You averaged that for a series, my boy.
Damn.
Oh man, yeah.
What's your thoughts on the series, man? What's your takeaways?
I agree. He overrated. Overrated.
So I mean, what does Atlanta do going forward?
They're probably going to continue to build around him, man. That's a mistake in my opinion. But hey,
so you ready to blow it up already?
To be honest with you, and there's nothing else they can really do. I mean,
I love what's his name? DeAndre Hunter. That's my guy right there.
I like DeAndre Hunter too. I mean, unless you're able to trade him and get like a star in return, a disgruntled star, like let's just be kind of ridiculous and say Dame Lillard says that he's done with Portland and they can get Dame back in return. Well, then they should do that. But in my opinion, they're not winning anything with Trae Young.
Wow.
Hey, you might think that's crazy, but I heard, I had an Atlanta season ticket holder tell me the same thing he just said.
Yeah, I mean, he's right. They're going to be stuck in mediocrity. That's just what it is with Trae Young. I'm sorry.
Do you guys think they may have peaked too fast with the conference finals round?
I mean, they got lucky. Some things went their way, and they made the Eastern Conference Finals on a fluke season, and now every team in the East got better, and I feel like they'll be stuck around that 6, 7, 8 seed play-in team. At the highest, they'll get a 4 seed, and they might win one round, but they're not going to get deep in the playoffs again. Trae Young is Steph light, and that's what he is to me. Sorry, and he plays even worse defense than Steph does.
Yeah.
Wow, that's about right too, right there.
And he takes bad shots, man. Just really, he hurts his team a lot of times. Like he just takes some really bad shots. Like I understand you can hit it from half court, but that don't mean you got to do it every possession.
That nigga, he's what, Steph without the efficiency?
Exactly.
You hit it right on the head. Like, I'm sorry, like Steph. Until that time comes, I don't know if it'll be during our lifetime. We might see another shooter like Steph, but it is hard to do what he does. Like we have never seen a shooter like Stephen Curry.
But to be fair though, Trae is the closest we've seen to that yet.
Yeah, he has the range and things like that, but he's just not nearly as efficient.
Yeah,
no, not at all.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go. Philly, Toronto.
Okay, so
that's nasty. I hate how that ended, man. I hate how that ended, man. My guy is out. I don't know why he clapping.
I'm not clapping about the injury because you know I'm not clapping about that, but you know I'm about to be on his ass. I'm about to be on his ass.
So Sixers took that home 4-2. We can start with it, man. So they reported that Embiid was going to be out for at minimum for games 1 and 2. He's out indefinitely. And I think their series gets started today with Miami. I had Miami winning that anyway, so I'm not really tripping too much on that. It's just the fact that, he don't get to go out with a bang. You know what I'm saying? I wanted him at least, do his spit one time and, get up out of here. But
Lou's looking good.
I don't know. It's like one of the worst, one of the only things that we literally like hate about basketball. It's like you always want to see everybody full throttle, full strength, and you know what I'm saying, let the chips fall where they may. And obviously people are gonna call this a fluke win, regardless of what happened, whatever, even if he does come back at some point. So I mean, what was y'all takeaways from the series?
Why was he in the ball game?
That's a great question, dude. That is a great effing question.
Yep.
No, Doc,
like 20 something when that happened.
Yep.
Yeah, and it was late.
That was, to me, that's worse than when people killed Thibodeau for leaving Rose in the game back in 2020.
Nah, I can't agree with that one because Rose was already coming off an injury, and they was up like.
But they was only up like what 10, 11 points with like 2-3 minutes left. You said what?
That's the whole thing. It was like 1 to 2 minutes left, so it was like really.
Man, we've seen stranger things happen, Isaiah.
Yeah, you're correct, but it's just like he's coming off injury. Come on now. The Bulls were a top defensive team still, even when he didn't play. And it was like I didn't see them giving up a 10-point lead, 10, 11-point lead at that time. Like,
hey, that nigga just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, but
now, Philly.
The thing about it is Thibodeau has that reputation of overplaying players and playing them hard.
No, that's true. But Doc was just being scared.
Yeah, Doc
That
was
nigga was
scared
having
to be the
flashbacks.
first coach ever to give up a 3-0 lead. If
He
Doc
did
would have
not
gave up
want to
this
become the
lead,
first coach to blow a 3-0 lead. And
yeah. If he would have gave up that lead, it'd have been over, bro. You got to fire him immediately, like soon as game over with.
Yeah, they were scared to go to that game 7 because when's the last time that even happened? I think that's even been like 15, 16 years since it's even been a game 7 from a 3-0. Like,
damn, I can't even remember the last one.
It's been a long time.
Also, you guys, I was surprised at how regular James Harden looks now. It's like he got overnight.
You were surprised? You ain't been watching him in Philly this season. I was telling Isaiah that months ago. He didn't believe me.
I thought he was going to
Hold on. No. You said he was brought there to be a decoy.
No, I did not know. That's not what I said. I said he was one once he got there. I didn't say he was brought there to be that. He was brought there to be Houston James Harden. They thought they was going to get that 38 and 12 every other night.
He's there to be a playmaker. Now he's a playmaker. He makes the best pass. He makes the best read.
They said they wanted another superstar.
I mean, he's better
James
than
Harden
Ben
has
Simmons.
not been a superstar since
He's better than Ben Simmons. He's better than Ben Simmons being there.
What is that? What is that saying? Max even better than Ben Simmons.
At least he's on the floor. At least he's on the floor.
What y'all think about Toronto going forward?
I have no idea what to say about that.
My boy got robbed, man. Mobley got robbed.
Trade Siakam and build around.
I agree, Cleveland fan. I agree with you, my brother.
That was sick. Mobley got robbed.
I don't think it was like a highway robbery, but I don't see why what the justification was for giving it to Barnes over Mobley. I would love to hear that.
I mean, it's all about story too. I mean, they average damn near identical numbers. Just one team.
What about the defense though?
Hold on,
it ain't identical.
I'm not saying I'm not saying that was, but at face value, I mean, they not. It's hard, like we said, it's harder to judge defense than anything. I'm not lying. I'm not saying Mobley wasn't a better defender because he was, but Scotty Barnes' team was better than his, in a sense.
Barnes did play good this series. I did like what I saw. I wasn't too sold on Barnes until probably like the latter end of the season. I liked what I've seen since then and in the playoffs. I was too busy standing giddy all year. So, you know what I'm saying? I finally gave him a chance and I liked what I saw. So yeah, I think they got something to build off of. I mean, I would say they overachieved this year. I don't think anybody had them doing what they did. Van Vliet kind of broke out. Siakam to me is not. I think he's shown that he's not like a first option type of guy to win a championship. He plays great as like that Robin type role, or maybe even third option. So if he stays in that and stop doing that stupid spin move every time you touch the ball, I think they could be all right going forward. They can make something happen.
So before I get into talking about Toronto, I just got to point this out. Toronto was 5-3 with Barnes out, and the Cavs were 4-9 with Mobley out. So,
I mean, I'm not saying that the Raptors didn't.
You should love that as much as you.
But I'm not saying
we got time.
All I'm saying is they will sell the narrative of Barnes' team had a better season, so he was more effective in a sense. That's what they're going to try to sell.
Nah, it wasn't because of him.
I agree, but at the same time, Barnes didn't have a bad season, so it was just like you could have went either way this time.
And then, like, honestly, since when did they start doing that? Like, is that some new spit? Because from what I remember, they didn't give a rat's tail about what your record was or how good your team was. Rookie of the year was whoever they thought was the best player that year as a rookie, because typically the top rookies is going to be on trash teams anyway. So that's always what I remember. Like when Wiggins got it, Minnesota was terrible. It didn't matter how many games you won. Like they went off. Like I remember when Blake Griffin, when he won it, they were talking about Landry Fields because he was actually on a team that was in the playoffs and Blake Griffin was doing what he was doing. They've always just went by raw numbers. So it's like, when did they change that to where it's like, oh, we care about what you've done and impacted winning for Rookie of the Year now, which is kind of unfair to me.
Things just change over time. That's just what it is. And also, sometimes, like, some of those Rookie of the Year battles were just far and away difference. Like, 100% Blake Griffin played way better than Landry Fields. That's the difference in that situation.
Yeah, but he also wasn't a rookie. But
I mean, but it's just like things change over time. It is what it is.
It's because these damn
I don't agree
millennials are journalists now. These damn
I'm not saying you
millennials.
gotta agree with it. I'm not saying you gotta like it. All I'm saying is things just
to
change.
be honest, like the NBA, the people they letting vote now is like, wow, like they just be letting anybody vote these days. You might as well let your boy get a vote or something, because they like, you got people admitting to like I seen how Bill Simmons came at Jalen Green the other day, and he full blown has a vote, but he's talking about F Jalen. He said F Jalen Green when they were like trying to, I think, talk up Herbert Jones for, or they were talking about the first all rookie team or whatever. And he was like, F Jalen Green. Like, I like players that play defense, and went and said, like, I'm going with Herbert Jones, and said that like publicly. And it's like, that you said that out loud and you have an actual media vote. Like, or if you remember years ago, what's her name from ESPN? Shelburne, whatever that girl name is, when she says she tends to go off a narrative when it comes to MVP vote. You remember that split?
No, I don't remember that.
I was like, man, yeah, because I think she was trying to talk LeBron into the conversation. It was like a couple years ago.
Oh, okay.
He's like, look, that makes sense.
Yeah.
LeBron.
Hey, thank God we ain't got Tyrell on here. Shit.
Man, this dude, I didn't even realize just how many times he mentioned LeBron.
Yo, we could be
watching it back. I was like, God damn.
Yo, we could be talking about football right now, and LeBron will pop up in the conversation.
That man is scoring.
Yeah, and for all you Raptors fans that don't agree, like, y'all had Fred VanVleet, OG Anunoby, Pascal Siakam, all those dudes was a part of a championship team. Like, we didn't have anything. Like, we ended up overachieving by a lot this year with the addition of Mobley and Ricky Rubio and, Darius Garland taking a step forward. But, like, y'all had guys that won a championship. Granted, you don't have Kawhi Leonard anymore, but still, like, those guys,
it's
like
the same core.
Yeah, not just that, but
Larry.
You robbed Portland of Gary Trent Jr. and this dude was averaging over 30 for a stretch. Like, like, we didn't have that. Our best player was Darius Garland and whoever showed up after that. So
I agree.
I just realized how garbage some certain NBA fans are, because there was actually some Raptor fans cheering that Embiid got injured and stuff like that. And I'm just like,
that's sad.
I'm actually praying that he got injured. And I'm just like, what?
If I'm not mistaken, didn't they do the same thing when KD got hurt?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think I remember that. Like, they ended up having to talk about it on ESPN and all that stuff. So, I mean, yeah, they've been showing that.
It's just like I can't even just say NBA fans, but sports fans in general just take things so way too daggone serious.
Yeah, it's never that. It's never that deep. It ain't no NBA player I dislike that much. Not one. I don't know. Maybe I'll laugh at Beverly because he still ain't apologized for what he did to Westbrook. But other than that, there ain't nobody I dislike that much that I would, agree on. All right, Milwaukee, Chicago. This should be a quick one. I don't think anybody truly believed in Chicago. We've been knowing they was frauding. They had to. They snuck a game in. DeFrozen showed up per usual. Like I told Isaiah on episode 1 that he will show us who he is in the playoffs. You're
correct. I try to leave a little faith in DeRozan, but he just shattered it all.
You should have lost that
for Rosen.
You should have.
No. I'm quite like I said. What was that last episode we were talking about when he was playing for the Raptors, and it wasn't Kyle Lowry's fault. It was always DeRozan's fault. Like, yeah, it's true. I still say faith. I just hope for him to finally just one series, bro, shake the bug off. Like, come on.
He just can't be the best player on a championship team. That's all. Like, look what Wiggins is doing. I used to slander Wiggins because they were trying to make him like the guy, and he's not the guy. But you see how he's thriving as being like, in anywhere from that third to fifth option role. Yeah. I'm being nice saying third, that fourth, fifth option role. So, you know what I'm saying? I think
I would have preferred DeRozan to Westbrook, like I had said earlier this year, for the Lakers, but they let that boy go. With
LeBron, and I'm not saying, Westbrook's not a shooter either, obviously, but with LeBron, a player like LeBron, you have to surround him with 3-and-D type players, and that's not DeRozan. So at that point, you just go off of who's the better player, and I don't think anybody was saying DeRozan was a better player than Westbrook prior to the Lakers season. So
he's still a better fit.
That's what you have to go off of at that point.
I'm just saying he's still a better fit than Westbrook is. Like,
you could say that now that the season's over, but
I said that before.
Neither one of them, to be honest, at the time, I wouldn't think either one of them were really a great fit for a player like LeBron.
I'm not saying absolute great fit, but I knew from the jump that DeRozan was a much better fit
than
Westbrook.
I thought Buddy Hield would be like
Buddy Hield was the number one.
That's what I thought they should have put the plug on. Yeah. They was going to, bring somebody over.
I felt like he would have been perfect.
I was a big fan of Hield. I saw him in person before, before he even came over.
We expect this. I will say the Bulls were injured a little bit though. They was missing Lonzo.
I give you that.
Because Lonzo can just going, man. He plays great defense.
I don't know how much of a difference he would have made, but it would have made a difference though, because they still would have been trying to go through the frozen.
It would have made a difference. It would have made a difference. But not too much of a difference. They might have made it a little bit closer, but I don't think it would have been. I'm talking about as far as games. I don't think they would have got blown out as much. But,
that was like that looked like a one. That literally looked like a 1 seed and an 8 seed. Like you have no business on this court with us. Like even with Middleton out, like it still just looked like you have no business on the court with us. Like go home.
Giannis, that boy. He just keeps proving to us that he that guy. Yeah. Shoot, he got it done last night against the Celtics. So we'll talk about that in a second. But he just keeps proving he's that guy.
He's so unique, man. What he's able to do is just incredible.
And shout out to Giannis for actually taking jumpers, actually shooting the ball compared to somebody in Brooklyn. I ain't gonna say no names, but
actually went and worked on the part that people was criticizing him for, and won the championship without it.
Well, shit, he came into the league taking jumpers.
Yeah. Once he got stronger, something happened to his
jump. He forgot to shoot.
He started lifting the weights and couldn't shoot no more.
He forgot how to shoot.
When Giannis first came in, bro, he was skinny, like smaller than me. And then next thing you know, over like the next 3 years, that boy got jacked. Like, oh my gosh.
Oh man.
Do you got any comments on that series?
Yeah, that's. Chicago was a little dinged up, but they was gonna get beat anyway, man.
For sure. Yeah, nobody got no hope in Chicago one way or another.
Until further notice, brothers. I'm telling y'all.
All right, now let's talk about the shocking one, because I was saying last week that this was probably gonna be my favorite series after game one, and I don't know what came over, but man, that coach made different kind of adjustments. The Boston and Brooklyn series, and Dubray warned us too. He was like, man, hopefully we're not wrong, because sometimes, a great game one happens, and then, all of a sudden it just goes the other way. And that was what happened. Like, I don't think anybody, even if you predicted Boston winning, I don't think anybody predicted them getting swept. I think we kind of undermined the real true value of the regular season. And I think Brooklyn is another example of that, because, we're looking at Brooklyn and it's just like, we're thinking like you have enough to win, you know what I'm saying? And that should be enough. Like, you have enough to win. So nobody's really looking at them like a 7 seed, you know what I'm saying? But the results of it, you know what I'm saying, it looked like that. And, I know Kyrie went off the first game, but then they ended up putting those two under control, and I guess did the thing where they just going to let the Bruce Browns and Seth Currys and all of them go off and just keep these two constrained. And, that formula worked for them.
So they were 7th seed, Jay, but like with an asterisk.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's how we all viewed them coming into the playoffs. We viewed them as that. But I think they had like the same issue the Clippers had. What was that, 2020, when Kawhi was missing every other game and then PG was missing games and they wasn't taking the regular season serious. And then it came back to bite them in the playoffs. I think Brooklyn is like another example of that. Of you cannot just take the regular season for granted. And I'm kind of glad that they showed that, because they even taught me a lesson with that. Like, I felt like you got the pieces, you got the team, you should be good to go. But no, chemistry is something that's very very vital. And Boston did something that I think is great for any team to do, is when you're going into the playoffs on fire. Everything is clicking like that is the best time for everything to be clicking, and then you just keep on rolling. Like, Boston just got it together at the exact right time. But yeah,
Brooklyn,
give y'all thoughts on that series.
Brooklyn was a better assembled team last year.
You said better assembled?
Yeah.
I mean, they had Joe Harris for one. Like,
hey, don't sleep on Jeff Green, man. He was a big part of that team.
Yeah, it was. That was a cool little piece they had. I mean, when you got two mega stars like that, you need, a lot of those glue pieces, to fit in and all of that.
Hey, and also, maybe it's just Boston's turn, bro. They've been knocking at the door. They switched up the coach. And it might
more San Antonio roots, by the way.
Yeah. I remember
all over.
I remember when he used to hoop. So it might just be, Boston that time. We'll see when they run up against Giannis. But as much as it pains me to say as a Lakers fan, Boston.
Oh yeah, I'm for sure rooting against Boston all the way. I don't want them to pass us a championship. I am anti-Boston this whole run, even though, and it's weird though, because I love Tatum and Brown though. But yeah, I need them to lose right now.
A lot of credit to Marcus Smart, man, because he has definitely improved a lot on his game. Like, he came in as a defensive.
People don't even see that. Like, Marcus Smart wasn't like that when he came to the league. Like, that was one of his weaknesses. He was just a good defender.
I think it's like we said, they finally put Marcus Smart at point guard. They finally let him play that point guard position, and they taking off, man.
Yeah.
The one thing some people didn't know about Boston is they were the number one team in isolation defense. And that's mainly what the Nets run. Give it to KD, to Kyrie, let them work and let them make a play. And what did I say last episode when it was after game one? I said, if they play good defense on Kyrie like they did, the next 3 games, I said, if they can lock him up a bit, make him frustrated, they're going to mess around and might sweep this thing. And that's what happened.
But you didn't see them figuring out KD, though.
No.
I don't think KD has ever had a playoff series like that before.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. Like, man, he was not good at all. Like, that's the first time I ever seen KD that frustrated for a whole entire series on the offensive end. Like, it was pretty bad.
But even though I don't like this dude, Stephen A. did say something that kind of made some sense, that KD went through a lot this season, man. He could have been exhausted too. I hate to give him excuses, but you know what I'm saying? Like, he had to deal with a lot. His own injuries, the vaccine split, the Harden weirdo split, and then now the Simmons weirdo split. Like, he's just then Joe Harris goes out for the season. Like, he dealt with a lot this season. And the way Boston zoned in on him and made the adjustments to get him figured out, which we didn't think was humanly possible in a playoff series, you guys got to tip your hats to them, man. Like, they,
yeah, but at the same time, like a lot of people are bringing up, LeBron has had to deal with the same type of stuff his entire career, and in 2018, what we saw him do against that Celtics team, not saying that they're as good as they are now, because I feel like they're better because Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown have grown
They're a
and
lot better.
matured since then. But like how old is Durant now? Like 33, 34?
I don't think he's that old, is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he about that old. Like he got to be around that age. Like I can't be mistaken.
He's like 33.
So 33, 34-year-old LeBron, he would have got it done with that team. I'm sorry. Hate to bring up LeBron, but that's who they compare him to, and they say
I don't know
KD the
about
best
that.
player in the
I
world.
don't think so.
KD is not the best player in the world to me. It's
Look,
out of Giannis.
they wouldn't have got swept in the first round for sure.
Like so,
Would have?
They would not have.
Oh no, yeah.
Oh
for
heck
sure.
no,
Yeah, they wouldn't have.
no.
Yeah.
So
That's real shit, Isaiah. They
like I don't even like to make everything about LeBron, but like if you're gonna compare him to him, and KD says, why don't I get the same respect that LeBron gets? Here it is, my boy. Like, sorry. Like LeBron did pull a move to go to the Miami Heat, but what you do? Pull a move to go to a 73 win team that made the finals a few times without you and won a couple championships. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
and people want to act like Boston didn't already do it before LeBron did that.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's LeBron that did it.
Like I don't see them getting swept either if LeBron's on that squad, but they don't win it either way. Like LeBron would get his numbers, that's for sure. He would get his numbers.
If we're talking about 33,
nothing else.
No, hold on. If we're talking about 33, 34-year-old LeBron, heck, 2018 LeBron, he could get that done. He could get that done. With that team, he could get that done.
I mean, no, because I think
you gonna tell me no?
I think no.
Oh, wow.
I think if Kyrie plays like that with LeBron, they would be killing Kyrie, talking about that's why he lost. I think that would be more of the focus. They'd be blaming the people around him, saying, "Oh, look at this guy out. Look at this guy out. Look how Kyrie played. He didn't play like Kyrie, and look at this." I think they would have made a bunch of excuses.
In 2018,
I think that's what would have happened. I don't think he would have got swept.
LeBron James would have still gotten.
Damn, they lost to the Pacers that year. You forget
I'm not saying.
So,
but think about who else was on his team.
Yeah, Kevin Love. Yeah, Clarkson. JR.
Clarkson,
Rodney. Who else was there? Cleveland guy.
Tell me how they played in the playoffs.
What his role players?
Yeah, tell me.
I'm not mistaken. Kevin Love actually was balling that.
Jeff Green too. We had George Hill. We had Jeff Green, J.R. Smith, Tristan Thompson, Larry Nance, Clarkson, Rodney Hood, LeBron.
I got you.
Mind you, Isaiah, I'm the one that said the 2018 LeBron playoff run is when I started to have the Kobe discussion. So I was also in awe of that run that he had that year before he ran into Golden State. Getting past all of that, and I couldn't even hit him with the super team thing. I was not nowhere near a super team. So, you know what I'm saying? He did that. He got through the young pups in Boston. He got through Indiana when it was looking ugly. I wish we could see that Oladipo again. I love that Indiana team.
Yeah.
He made the Raptors his baby again. It was an unprecedented.
And if we're gonna say 2018 LeBron, we gotta say 2018 Kyrie also.
What was that? Is that the year? That was the year he went to
34, 9, like 8, bro. Like
I said, he get his numbers. He'll get his numbers, but they don't win. They still don't win.
Crack is one hell of a drug, young man.
Hey, Isaiah, let's talk about how beautiful our Simmons take age when we was excited with this guy.
What Kendrick Perkins say? He's like that pretty girl that everybody want to know why she's single, and it's because she smoked Newport shorts. That is Ben Simmons. Like he ain't telling me.
See how we was having that discussion like full blown that day, and then now it's like everybody's on our side. Everybody, even Brooklyn is like, we're done with the shenanigans. What's going on with you, bro? Like nobody's falling for his BS no more.
Hey, don't be trying to look over Kyrie. All right, don't be trying to blame Ben Simmons.
What about? We just talked about Reed.
Yeah, you need to talk more about the Kyrie effect and how it ruined Brooklyn's playoff run.
Because he didn't want to take a shot. I mean, that's some whole other spit.
What did we say about chemistry? What did we say about chemistry? So we
We
saying
just said
that
chemistry was vital to their success.
So we saying that if Ben Simmons played along with them, we saying that they had a chance to beat Boston.
They had a better chance, obviously, because of what he brings.
But I thought he was trash because if he was that trash, then he don't improve the chances.
He has things that's good about him. Like I didn't.
Then that don't make him trash.
Game was trash.
Then that don't make him trash.
Oh.
When you say trash, you saying overall. You can say offensively he's trash.
Well, no, he's trash. Period. Right now, for the whole way that he's handled this, your boy is a straight girl. He literally he is probably the first player in NBA history who missed a whole entire season because you got critiqued in a playoff series. Like, imagine if Giannis would have done that all the times he got critiqued when they was building those walls on him year in and year out, and he couldn't shoot a rock in the ocean. And he would have just been like, you know what, F it. I ain't playing next year. I'm done. And I'm mad at y'all. Trade.
Hey, not everybody is Giannis, man. That's why there's the Giannis's of the world. That's why there's the Kobe's. That's why there's the Michaels.
But they had similar play styles though. Like that's a perfect example.
No,
they got the same critiques in playoffs.
Hold on. It's the simple fact Ben Simmons has done this time and time and time again since he's been in college.
This ain't the first time.
Since he's been in college.
I didn't even know about the LSU and Australia stuff.
Only cared about his getting his stats and showcasing his abilities for the NBA. Didn't care about his team. And then when his team made, I think it was the NIT, he didn't play in the NIT. He's not played numerous times after he said he would for Australia, even quit the week of a game. He's quit on the Sixers and then basically quit on the Nets before he got started. So it's just like a fan said long ago in 2016 when he was drafted, he said, I wish we don't draft Ben Simmons. I hope we get Brandon Ingram because this kid only cares about himself. He is like legit one of them spoon-fed kids who's a spoiled brat. That's just what it is. I'm not saying every rich kid is a spoiled brat and don't know how to put in work, but he's the one acting like that right now. He's gotten everything handed to him since he was a little kid just because he dribbles very well and he's big as shit. He's 6'10" and sort of looks like a Magic Johnson, but he will not work on his game. He thinks I'm the greatest thing to grace the court, and he's not.
You talking about Ben Simmons a person? We talking about Ben Simmons on the court.
Okay, let's talk about Ben Simmons on the court. Did he not just say, "Oh, I'm coming back, Game 4"? And
he didn't say that. That was actually. Let me correct you on that. Ben Simmons did not say that. That was a report that was sent out by a reporter. That was never announced by the Brooklyn Nets, and it wasn't announced by Ben Simmons.
Okay, so I'll give you that. It was never announced. So if that's the case, then why is Brooklyn pulling him and Rich Paul in the office like, hey, what's going on? Like, why are you not on the court right now? And why are you so indecisive of when you coming back or not coming back? What's going on? If he didn't give no indication that he was coming back, why is his own team now looking at him with a side eye?
I'm pretty sure because they want to know what's going on with his health. I mean, he said that he woke up with a sore back. Okay, that's Ben Simmons, the person being selfish and caring about himself. But we talking about Ben Simmons on the court and what he brings to a team.
When's the last time
doesn't bring shit.
When he basically turned him and Joel Embiid basically turned the 76ers around. Like they went from winning 20-something games to
around?
I said him and Joel Embiid.
Oh, okay.
And we can also include the fact that in a lot of those seasons, Joel Embiid was hurt. So Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid both turned the 76ers around. They went from a 20-something win team to 50 games. Like
that was before people knew how to guard Simmons.
Exactly.
I mean, it wasn't a secret that he couldn't shoot, though. It wasn't a secret that he couldn't shoot, though. Like, how do you not know how to guard somebody that doesn't know how to shoot?
Not take shots, though. Centers coming to NBA now and end up, trying to shoot threes at some point. Hell, Dwight Howard is shooting threes down.
So it takes 3 years. So it takes 3 years for a team to figure out how to stop somebody that can't shoot the ball.
No, I didn't say 3 years. Simmons been playing like this in the playoffs. Y'all just late to the party. I remember against Boston some years ago that he had a series like that. It's just nobody was calling it out because he was still young and it was like he got time to figure it out. But he was exposed then to me when he had that 1 point game against them. So you ain't have to say that. I feel like they've been figured it out.
Listen, Ben Simmons is a passive player. He's a passive person when he's on the court. I mean, that's just his game. But I mean, I'm not defending. And like I said, the last time I was on, I'm not defending Ben Simmons, the person. I'm defending what he brings to a team and when he's on the court. In my opinion,
nothing to a team.
That's why I said when he's on the court. When he's on the court.
It's the simple fact of that if he would just at least take the jumpers, that he would automatically make his team better.
Not even just that, but just be aggressive. He's too passive sometimes to go crazy
and ball hog and nothing like that. But that not taking the dunk right there in last year's playoffs, that is just fucking inexcusable. Like, that is simple basketball. That's way too far past. Rondo ain't that passive.
Right. That wasn't passive, though. That was just a lack of confidence. That was just a lack of confidence. He lost his confidence.
Hey, don't disrespect playoff, though, by mentioning him in the.
Yeah, wow. This guy. I used to have full-blown battles with this dude about Rondo. Oh my gosh, like.
I hate it though, but playoff though is way sweeter than this playing Simmons.
Oh yeah, for sure.
People were killing Rondo because he couldn't shoot. He really couldn't shoot most of his career. But what would he do? He still worked on his game and would still at least take the jump shots because he had to stay aggressive. Like
once Doc gave him that green light, he started letting it fly.
Every year they send out them clips of him shooting the basketball. Take one jump shot on the court, bro.
Kobe used to let Rondo shoot when we played Boston in the finals. He used to let Rondo shoot. He used to play like 10 yards. He'd be like in the paint.
I think it was after that. That was when Doc and them started like kind of getting on him like, hey man, like the game is kind of changing right now. We need you. If they leaving you like that, you gotta at least take it. At least just take it. That's all we ask. You don't make it, whatever. You can work on it, but at least just take that shot. And he started taking it. Now Rondo actually has a respectable jumper, but for a long time he was just taking it and working on it. Like we're giving all these examples of players who went back and worked on their game after the critiques. Jason Kidd is another one we can give, who they said couldn't shoot for the longest.
When he first came.
You said who?
Irvin Johnson.
Oh, I mean, again, that is before my time, but I heard he never did turn into like a, shooter.
Hey,
We're not saying he had to turn into a shooter. We just saying, bro, take the shot.
At least if they leave you like that. Yeah.
Like, we need to just see a little bit of improvement each season. Like, I don't expect you to start shooting like Ray Allen the very next season, but I can expect you to hit like 1 out of 5 or 1 out of 6, like, for every 6 threes that you take. Like, we're not telling you to go out there and shot jack every game, but just start being aggressive. That's it.
What Irv was the person that you had to now guard from 20 feet out. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Rondo had to do. That's what Simmons is gonna have to do. In the pros, hell, that's what you're gonna have to do.
Hey, I agree with you, but not everybody built differently mentally. I mean, not everybody's built the same mentally. Like, that's the difference. That's what makes a player be good to becoming great. So, hey,
you 100% correct. It's just a daggone shame he gets paid what, $30-40 million, and he just refusing to work on his game, like, or be aggressive. That's all I want. Is just for him to be aggressive, man. Like, he has so much talent, bro. Oh my gosh,
and that's
way too much talent.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying like he's like. I'm only defending JC's point of when he's saying that he's trash, because he's not trash. He's very talented and he can bring a lot to a team. Like, the dude is capable of averaging a triple-double in a season. He's capable of doing it. But it's the fact that mentally, and that's where, I always argue when it comes to talking about the GOAT, and we talk about Michael and LeBron, that's where I say there's the difference, because Michael had that killer instinct, Kobe had that killer instinct, but LeBron was low-key kind of soft in my opinion. So, and that's what I'm saying with Simmons. Like, that's the difference between making a player good to great, and that's why I'm defending the fact that he's no. Let me finish. That's where I basically defend JC from saying that he's trash because he's not trash. He's talented. He's a very talented player, and he can bring a lot to a team. But hey, Ben Simmons, the person, doesn't want to improve on his game, but he is the potential is there to be a great player, but it's up to him. It's up to him if he wants to become a great player. But I say he's a good player.
I think he made his bed already, to be honest. Like, I think if you shown how mentally weak you are like that and you cutting soft like that, that's not something that's about to just change. Like Isaiah said, clearly it's something he's been doing since he was in college and never really had no real scrutiny for it. So why would he think to change that up now? If you cotton soft, you cotton soft.
But now he's getting scrutinized. So now we get to see what's going to happen next year. Is he going to take that step? Is he going to actually work on his game?
But the moment to do that was last summer. You know what I'm saying? He never got scrutinized like that before, and look how he responded.
Mm-hmm. And now look at the type of scrutiny he's getting. So he's going to have to come back. I mean, he getting paid how much money? He's gonna have to come back, and he's gonna have to prove people wrong.
He got the audacity to try to file a suit for a grievance. Anyway, enough of that clown. I'm sure we'll have plenty to talk about with him this summer. Let's go to the West, man. Phoenix and Pelicans.
Chris Paul went crazy that last game.
14 or 14?
Yes, sir. The highest scoring total for anybody who has shot 100%, and I think that's the first one who shot 100% in a playoff game, if I'm not mistaken. Like besides taking like one shot, maybe or something like that. But that
was a great comeback after that 8-point game.
That performance at that age, it's insane. Chris Paul still playing at. He's not playing at.
Was he 37 now?
Yeah, he's not playing at LeBron superstar level, but he's still playing at a very high level.
For a 37-year-old.
And he's in the playoffs, though. He's consistently on a winning team. I
was surprised the Pels snatched a couple games, though, even with Booker out. I was surprised. I still thought they would be good. I told you
McCollum and Ingram would get them a couple games. I told you they would get a couple games.
You did. Touche.
Hey, Chris Paul.
McCollum didn't play that great this series, but they got a couple games.
Chris Paul's basketball IQ, man. That's like that IQ. He's so intelligent, man. It's a difference maker. It's a big time difference maker. It's like what having LeBron on your team. I think LeBron even said that Chris Paul rivals him in terms of basketball IQ.
I think Chris Paul and LeBron are probably the only ones who have that. I'm not saying they have necessarily like a photographic memory, but as far as basketball, I feel like they have that photographic memory. Like they can recall plays to you, like it ain't nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Hey, I know I'm skipping around a bit. I'm gonna come back to this, but I forgot to ask y'all what y'all think of Brooklyn going forth. What do y'all think they should do? Should they just run it back with what they got? Should they make some changes? Should they trade Kyrie? What do y'all think they should do?
Bye, Kyrie.
Steve Nash, that's first.
Why Steve Nash? Yeah, we're gonna let Kyrie coach the team.
Steve Nash did not do a good job of player management at all. Like he didn't play bigs at times when he needed to. Also, even though Blake Griffin isn't what he was, Blake Griffin still are services in the sense of.
Oh no, I'm with Nash on that one. Leave that nigga on the bench.
You would have been able to. You didn't play Drummond, but you played basically what was.
I would play Drummond over Blake right now.
I'm not saying Drummond isn't better than Blake. What I'm saying is they offer two different things. Blake can still stretch the floor in a sense, and even in.
But they need rebounding, right? Like that's their biggest necessity is that's what people kept saying. Interior defense and rebounding is what they're missing. Blake don't offer that. He never offered it. Even in his prime, he didn't offer
Blake is a better rebounder than one of your wings out there.
Hey, Andre Drummond is the equivalent of JaVale McGee in terms of IQ, basketball IQ.
JaVale McGee actually got smarter over the time, though. He's done a whole lot of dumb things, but overall, like Here again, another player that the Lakers got rid of that they shouldn't have. JaVale McGee. He played great next to LeBron. He did his exact job, even with the Warriors. He had finally cracked that code in his brain and finally got his IQ together and played much better. He played his role.
I think that's what made him better was playing with them. Like when you come up on a losing team, because he was on the Wizards, and that type of stuff mentally messes with a player when you start off like that, because you take those bad loser type habits with you to other teams, and it looks like you, but it's like that's what you were embedded off of. It's hard to be the only one on the team who has like that, that IQ or leadership quality when you're on messy organizations. And that's what McGee came up on. And then once he did go to Denver for a minute, and that was probably when it was starting up. Then you went to a championship caliber. So now it's like, okay, I think he went to Dallas too within that time, if I'm not mistaken. But then he ended up going to go to State. And that was when it's like, okay, now it's, what I'm saying? We rebuilding these habits. Same thing with Andre Drummond. You know what I'm saying? He came up on a
How
bad.
many times have we seen JaVale McGee on Shaq and the Fool in the last 4 or 5 years?
Well, that was because Shaq can't.
I know. I'm just saying, no. But like you said, when he was playing for the Wizards, we constantly saw him on Shaq and the Fool because it's like, right. JaVale, what you doing?
He was the MVP. I think he was
they
like
don't have
MVP.
nearly as many moments to do that. Like, of course, Shaq always gonna mess with him and stuff like that. But like he has to pick very, very small moments where JaVale McGee does what would be low basketball IQ things. Like now he's just fine. He's with the Suns. We haven't heard about him doing anything crazy since he's been there.
Yeah. Right.
And Andre Drummond, he just hasn't developed mentally.
Yeah.
D, what should Brooklyn do, man, this summer?
Man, I think you got to move on from Kyrie. I really do.
Wow. Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, you do, man. It's been, if you can get somebody to mess with the guy at this point. And then Nash too, man. I wasn't impressed with him at all.
So you don't give Kyrie an extension this year?
I mean, on a sign and trade, perhaps, if you get somebody to go with that.
Yeah,
what's your problem with Kyrie?
I don't necessarily have a problem with him, but there in Brooklyn, I think with everything that went on with the whole, vaccine and not getting the vaccine and that whole, I just think they need a fresh start over there, man. And Nash too might need to roll and try to save this last few years of Durant's career, man, because he's gonna be the ultimate disappointment
if he never gets one outside of the Bay.
Yeah, because that Golden State one is all asterisk or
asterisk. I think it's asterisk if he doesn't get another one. I think people were gonna do that to LeBron too, but he went back to Cleveland and it's like, okay, we'll give you those then. You know what I'm saying? I think it's that type of thing. He has to get at least one for sure. He got to get one, and he can't do it. And he can't do it by joining another super team. He has to do it. You know what I'm saying? With just a well-constructed oil team.
And build.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might all disagree with me. I think they should just run it back with what they got. I think Joe Harris will be back. Maybe I know there's probably some couple free agents here and there. They probably switch in, switch out, or whatever. But I like the team. I don't think KD has another playoff series like that. I wouldn't put my money on that he has another series like that. I think Kyrie is good to go now. I mean, I know he's a wild card. I've been saying I think I drafted him in fantasy like a few years ago or 3-4 years ago because that's actually my favorite player. And after that season, I think that was a season where he was just randomly having personal sit-outs and all of that. And I was like, I will never draft Kyrie Irving again. I would never draft him again. I had him for 2 seasons and I said never again. So I would never draft him in fantasy because of how much of a headache he is. So I understand that there's that element to it. But I feel like at this point, I mean, what worse can he really do? You know what I'm saying? He's not going. They're probably not going to require him to have the shot next year. So there's really no excuse now. You know what I'm saying?
He's still going to take games off, and then you also got to be aware of the injuries that he's always having.
The injury thing is probably more more so of a concern at this point, I think. But if you construct that team right, I think you could still win enough games with even with him being out until playoff time comes. Now, if he gets hurt in the playoffs next year,
What about Nash?
You said what?
What about Nash? What's your take? You guys' take on?
I mean, I'm not a.
I think they.
I'm not too much of an XOs guy to where I can fully say like this is your fault. Like Nash had to deal with a lot this season as well, and for him to be a first year coach. Now, if he would have missed the playoffs or play-in or something, then at that point it's like, okay, yeah, nigga, like you got to go. Like you couldn't even make playoffs with that. But the fact that he even got up in there with everything that he dealt with on his first year, I don't think I don't agree with being too hard on him. I think next year will be a fair evaluation to see what to do with him going forward. So I don't think you put a plug on that too fast because I mean who's out there right now to grab that, you know what I'm saying? Like they're trying to get new blood in the NBA right now for coaches. So
and also remember, Eric Spoelstra, with Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, and LeBron, I mean, they didn't look the greatest.
When they got cracking.
Yeah, they ended up winning 20-something games in a row.
Yeah.
So like right off the bat, they didn't look the greatest. So the fact that they even made it to the playoffs with all the crap that they went through, I tip my cap to Steve Nash on that. But I mean, you had the drama with James Harden, Kyrie Irving not playing a lot of games, KD going out with injury.
Hold on, let me zone in on this real quick because I don't think it's talked about enough. What was James Harden on? What was his deal?
He didn't want to be with Kyrie, man.
But he was that upset because Kyrie wouldn't take the shot. Like what?
Yeah,
I don't get it.
Yeah,
is he like I had to take it, so nigga you should have to take it too? And that, like
that's James Harden. That.
I mean, think about it. You got.
I just feel like people didn't ask about it enough. You know what I'm saying? That was like a really weird, out of the blue dynamic because everybody was claiming it was riding with Kyrie at first. So I don't get like where that came from. And then they said because KD got hurt, KD can't help injury. Like I don't know. I'm like, what you want, bro?
I mean, but also like James Harden said that he didn't want to be traded. So we can't take everything that he said.
He said he didn't want to be traded?
Yeah, he said he didn't want to be traded. He said that he was going to sign an extension. But he was using the back channels, to get it out there that he wanted to be traded instead of saying up front that he wanted to, leave. So can't really, trust what he said. So, right. I mean, but at the same time.
And then, his boy Morey was over there in Philly. Yeah, I was just. But my thing is, if you really wanted to go to Philly that bad, why didn't you go over there in the first place? Because you made Brook, like, he can lie all he wants now and say Philly's his first option. I distinctly remember him saying out of his own mouth Brooklyn was his first option.
Yep.
Which I didn't like at the time anyway. So if you really want to go to Philly that bad, Morey would have made that happen. He would have threw the book out there to get you, especially because they were trying to get rid of Simmons. So
it was just a petty way of taking a shot. That's all it was. It's just like how KD said, well, I mean, you got to understand, he hasn't won a championship. That was his way of taking a shot at James Harden.
Right. I mean, which he kind of has a point because, I mean, I guess Harden is like, y'all already got championships. I'm trying to get one. And, you know what I'm saying? I'm dealing with all of this. But it's like, man, just be patient, man. Because I feel like last year in the playoffs, that first round when they was all on the court together, they looked like they was on their way to run the table. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That looked like we not finna get beat type of dynamic. So I don't know. Maybe he was impatient.
I said last year, if it was gonna be any team to beat them, it was gonna be the Bucks because they had no interior defense, and who was gonna stop Giannis?
Mm-hmm. And then also, like, if you really trying to win a championship, why are you showing up at camp, out of shape? And that's where KD was kind of like, I don't know if y'all got the athletic.
You got your nerve, nigga. For real.
But like we talking about egos. I mean, so You got to add that to the equation. You know, Kyrie, he want to do his own thing. James Harden, he ain't really like putting forth any type of work ethic. You know, he ain't.
Well, he just put more pressure on himself now going to Philly, because now if he don't make it work there, 1,000% everybody's gonna say, okay, we found the common denominator of why you haven't won nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now back to regular schedule programming. Pelicans. What do they do going forward? The CJ still there? What's going on with that? Are they gonna bring Zion back?
Zion's got to come back. That's the only thing. Zion has got to come back. Like, he's doing all these between leg dunks.
Stop eating on that good Creole seafood and all that.
He's got to come back in shape and get back to the drawing board. We've seen that he can be this elite level player. Like, you don't score 27 points on 60% by accident. Like, that just don't happen.
He can be you bigger than everybody else and more athletic than everybody else.
Okay, so we can say the same thing about Shaq. He was bigger than everybody else, and
they did say that about Shaq. What you mean?
That's what I'm saying.
He can probably tell you better than me.
He's doing what he's supposed to. Hopefully his jumper got even better. He didn't have a terrible jump shot. Like, it wasn't god awful. Like, he has a form you can work with.
I'm not closing in on Zion.
I'm not saying that, but he's not. He doesn't have a terrible form like most lefties. Like, either they're really smooth or it's kind of unorthodox. You know, the elbows sticking out and stuff like that.
It is kind of weird though. That little quick little. He need to go holla at that boy Lethal Shooter.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's just Zion can be great. He just gotta stay in shape and not go that Sean Kemp route. You know, like, you remember Sean Kemp stayed healthy for like 10 years and then he got really overweight towards the end of his career. And
he came to Cleveland. That's what happened.
Sean Kemp doing a lot of coke.
I mean, so was a lot of 80s players. What that mean?
That wasn't the 80s though. Shit.
I'm just saying, it didn't affect their game.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, I remember them boys was fighting in the 80s for real. In the 70s and 80s, and Coke was jumping. Boy, them boys was. The league had a real problem with that because you remember the league was finna get shut down before Bird and Magic came along.
Yeah. I'm not old enough to. It's like episode I hit y'all with a y'all not old enough. We might have to start doing a y'all not old enough segment.
You hit us with at least one every show. You feel me? We got time for one.
Y'all not old enough. Remember when the playoffs that we talk about right now, that shit wouldn't come on until after the news go off at 11:30 tonight.
Damn. Cali time.
Yeah. So, and then look, you'll stay up all that time and then they'll hit you with one of them long info commercials. Look around, go to sleep, and don't even know who won.
Yeah, because they used to not be live, didn't it?
Go get the newspaper to figure out who won.
Yeah, because you didn't have YouTube to just go look at highlights.
Yeah, because it wasn't live, was it? It used to come on playback, didn't it?
Was pre-recorded or something.
So look, you would not watch the sportscast on news on purpose just so you wouldn't see who won. You watch the game, but you so damn tired that one of them long commercials will get you, bro. You'll be, and then you be like, damn, man, I missed the game anyway.
Say, man, are you in the skybox right now?
Yes, sir. I'm right here. So home of the
we're gonna talk about y'all a little later too.
Yeah. That stadium
but we're gonna say
beautiful, man. I pass it a lot driving over there to the strip, man. That stadium pretty, boy.
So far better. But Dallas and Utah.
No, hold on. I'm not gonna sit up here and tell that lie. Let's not tell that lie.
What you mean? We got a whole lake in front of our stadium. What you talking? D, you been there yet?
SoFi is ridiculous.
Talk to him.
Come see Allegiant. You're going to be like, oh, my gosh. That's the Raiders stadium, not the Rams/Chargers stadium.
I've been inside both. They're both magnificent, but so far they took that to the next level, man. That shit. It costs twice as much as our stadium, though, Isaiah. It costs twice as much.
Oh, it's still shared by 2 teams. I don't care. We got our own home now.
Yeah, they rent that out too.
All right, let's get to it, man. We got games to watch. Dallas and Utah. I'm done with Mitchell.
Bro, Mitchell has regressed.
I've been defending Mitchell. I've been riding by Mitchell. I've been waiting. I don't know if he made a peak too early because he had that rookie run where he went off and had that incredible first round to us. Like, damn, if you're doing that now, I can imagine what's to come. But after what I seen in that last year, like, there was no excuse in the world for him to lose that. None.
Like, okay.
And you didn't play well on top of that. I think he shot like 37, 38% for the series.
He shot 40%. Here's how it's going from 2020 when he averaged 36 on 52%. Mm-hmm. He averaged 32 last year on 44 splits, which isn't bad. Still a very good series. But this year he averaged 26 points on 40% from the field, 21% from 3, and his defense got even worse. His opponents were shooting 56% when guarded by him. That's the even worse problem. Like, I didn't think the 36 on 53 and 52% was sustainable. You know what I'm saying? Right. But, bro, you done dropped it off 13%.
You making that first season look like an outlier, to be real.
Yeah, like them 2020, 2021, he was magnificent in the playoffs. But this year, he just...
And usually it hasn't been his fault. Typically, like, in the past years, it was usually the role players that wasn't stepping up and showing up. But he just... I don't know what was going on with this year. I don't know. Maybe him and Gobert... I don't know what's going on with that situation.
It's rumored that Gobert is going to walk into the office saying it's either me or him. So
he already did.
Oh, he did? He really said that?
That was the report.
So I think ever since that COVID thing happened, when he shut the season down, I don't think their relationship ever truly repaired from that.
Nope.
And they probably should have considered blowing it up then, but you definitely, whether Gobert said that or not, it's definitely time to blow that up and make a choice anyway.
There was
I still personally, and this could be biased, but I still personally would go with Mitch.
Hell yeah, I'll go with Mitch.
Because I think Gobert is still
me too
more replaceable than Mitchell is replaceable to have an elite perimeter player like that. So but yeah, they got some work to do. And Mitch is also, I know I've been tough on Gobert, but Mitch is gonna have some tough times when he realized what Gobert was doing for that team as well, the stuff that he didn't have to worry about. So hopefully that GM goes to work, does his job, gets his money worth, and they figure something out. But it's time to blow that up, man. Just like I said about Portland years ago, like I said about the John Wall Wizards era, it's Utah's turn. And go back to the drawing board, figure something out.
I heard a ridiculous stat that when Donovan Mitchell was on the floor with Rudy Gobert, I think he averaged like 1 pass to him a game or something stupid like that. Like, he just refused to pass on the ball.
You serious?
Yeah.
Gobert?
Yeah. Like, he just wasn't passing on the ball.
I mean, I'm not saying you lying, but I'm just saying if that's true, that's wild. I've never seen.
I think that shows
that far.
We've been looking at the past few years since that incident happened of them not rocking with each other. Like, Mitch made it clear that he didn't mess with him, and then even when you gotta think about it, every time they're asked about each other, they always give these like politically correct answers, like, oh, our goal is to win a championship together. Like, you could tell them niggas don't like each other. You could tell they probably don't even see each other outside of practice facility or game. You know what I'm saying? They're not texting unless they're all in a group chat together. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could tell they don't. And when you have it's rare you have your 2 best players not be coincided or on the same page like that and be able to win a championship. It's just
I'm gonna disagree with that. It's like a job, man. You guys work. You don't like everybody at your job, but when you got a deadline or whatever it is that you guys do, and you're up against it, then you and whoever come together and you get it done, and y'all don't talk outside of work. None of that.
Thing, though. It's still different when, like Memphis, you could tell they genuinely like love each other. You know what I'm saying? Like who would you like? I mean, I'm not saying Jaren Jackson is top 2, even though it can be argued, but him and Morant genuinely are friends. And when it's time to go to battle, they're not thinking, oh, this is just work. They're thinking like, oh, I really sacrifice my body for my brother. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference. Mitchell and Gobert don't look at each other like that.
So you think every team in every sport that has ever won had the whole brother thing going on?
We're not saying that.
I'm just talking basketball. But
okay, all right,
if there's an example, hold on. I'm asking you a question. If there's an example you can give me of 2 top players on the championship team that didn't get along like that and didn't have that kind of relationship, you're more than welcome to throw it at me.
Besides Kobe and Shaq?
Kyrie and LeBron?
What do you mean?
Everybody knows Kobe and Shaq. Everybody knows Kobe and Shaq didn't rock with each other.
When they were winning?
Yeah, they didn't rock with each other, bro.
No, that started later on. That wasn't at that time.
Have you ever
heard Shaq talk about the stories of them coming up when Kobe was missing the air balls in Utah and like they were brothers at that point.
Yeah, at that time, like the first 2 championships, they were still friends. That last one in 04, you could tell they did not like each other anymore. In 02, that was the hardest championship that they definitely won.
02 for sure.
Because the Kings, I mean, we'll never know with the referee who refereed.
Hey man, I don't want to hear that shit. You call yourself a Lakers fan?
I'm a Lakers fan. That's fine. The simple fact of the matter is that dude was betting on games.
It's the truth, man.
Whether he claims that the games that he was reffing he didn't bet on, but that could be a lie. We would never know.
If you go back to game 5, okay, at the end of the game, I'm talking about Kings Lakers Western Final.
Ain't that what Oriole said?
Bobby Jackson, no, the game after that, Jay. So Bobby Jackson was holding Kobe on the last jumper from the corner. Kobe's jersey was all twisted around. The refs didn't call anything. If you look, Kobe, he stopped, looked around, and was like, oh, okay, all right. So we go back to Staples, game 6, and pop them, then came back to game 7 for the game that everybody says.
It was 5 when Ori did that, right? Or it was before that?
No, that was game 4.
Game 4, okay.
If Robert Ori doesn't make that shot, the Kings go up 3-1 going back to Sacramento.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It's just that last championship, like even during the season, because they didn't get.
What I'm saying is when they were like when the heart of it started winning, as Shaq says all the time, when they won that first championship, it was 1 million people there. The first person to run and jump and fly in his arms was Kobe Bryant.
That's why
that's not somebody who's just this is just a job.
That's why
that's
I said
true
that
love right there. Kobe went out his way to find Shaq and jumped in his arms. That's brotherhood at that point.
I get that. You're saying the first championship, though. I'm talking about throughout the whole entire tenure.
I'm not saying it didn't go sour at some point, but
at that second year, it got kind of
one. First of all, that's not normal to win 3 straight championships. That's only happened with 2 different teams or 3 different teams. That's not even normal anyway. I'm saying to win a championship, usually your top 2 guys are on like a brotherhood, close. You know what I'm saying? It's past work type relationship for the most part.
I can't agree with that. I don't think
y'all could throw out examples if we're wrong. I'm not saying you can't bring somebody up. You know what I'm saying? You could probably bring up, I don't know. How tight was Magic and Kareem? I don't know. You can bring them up.
Not tight like that. Not tight like that. They was not. I'm telling you, it's a job. We looking at it because like when we go out and play hoop, we on some, my teammate and this and that. These dudes have a job, bro. They are professional athletes. You do not get along like that with all of the people on your job. And sometimes it be the guy that's really good at his job that you don't fuck with him like that. So you know, man, everybody.
You don't think that immensely helps though? If you do have that type relationship?
I think it does make everything better, especially in basketball, because there's only 5 guys on the floor at one time.
Right. Exactly.
But it gets okay. Jacob, I'll say this: basketball, what you're saying, is more so because it's less guys. So you do kind of need those 5 guys to somewhat mess with each other. But when you get to in baseball, now you got 9 guys. All them 9 guys don't like each other, my guy. Or I ain't gonna say like each other, but they ain't rocking with each other like that. And then in football, you know that whole 22 or even 33 guys that go out on the field as starters. All them dudes don't rock with each other, bro.
Okay, so for football, I could give you this. Would you say the equivalent would be maybe a quarterback and receiver relationship, or like a running back and offensive line relationship?
Yeah,
that would be when you get to like the basketball type of relationships in football. So now you talking about the position groups, the 707 guys,
right?
Okay, they're more a little bit tighter than the OLs, but the O line is tighter with everybody with themselves than everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a job. This pro sports is a job, bro. Just like the jobs that we all check into daily. All the relationships don't be like what you think, man. Some of them dudes don't rock with each other.
So all that being said, what you think Utah's problem was?
Chemistry was big, and they're probably just not quite good enough.
They've had the depth. They just
quite set up right either for the way that for whoever's going to be the star. So if they're going to go with Gobert, then they're going to have to get a whole different set of guys. If they're going to go with Mitchell, then they need a whole different.
So you're saying those two don't mesh? They don't fit?
I don't think so. As your top 2, I don't think those two really coincide with each other, man. One of them 2 is going to have to go. I agree with them. Whoever went to the front office and said me or him, that he's right. He's right.
Like he said, I think the smaller the team gets, the more chemistry that you need. Definitely, like he said, in football during the week, the offense and defense don't even really talk to each other. Like most of the time, you with your position group 9 times out of 10.
I mean, but that makes more sense though.
No, I know.
NBA, you're on both sides.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
100%. So like, I feel like it's how you said, QB and receiver. Like, even though we ain't got to be best friends, we need to be on the same page and have chemistry enough to make this work. Like when Baker wasn't on the same page with Odell, we saw that it took a huge effect on the way that they played with each other and like the type of footballs that were thrown and stuff like that. The reason why Brady is so great at what he does is because he's always on the same page with his receivers. It's like, hey, help me understand what you need from me, and I'll tell you what I need from you to make that happen. And that's the same relationship that
you see what Derek Carr and Brady did as soon as they got Antonio Brown, even with all the turmoil they heard. First thing they did was, hey, come to the house. You know what I'm saying? That's like the first thing. So they gotta have that,
That's why, like, when everybody's sitting up here talking about, I hate to bring it up, but my team, the Raiders, they talking about Carr's gonna take. I'm like, bro, they've been planning this for a little while now. Like, so like I told you months ago, like he's thinking about coming to the Raiders just because the Carr is his homeboy. And you see that they be in the car every day or going to the football field, throw the football every day to get that chemistry down. And I feel like they'll be just fine. I'm not saying that he's going to go out there and catch 2,000 yards and nothing like that, but I feel like they'll be just fine because they have that understanding that, okay, we need to get on the same page, get our timing down, get our things down so we can have chemistry.
Hey, Isaiah, let me say this, bro. From what I understand, in the 11th hour, Green Bay end up offering Devontae what would have been more than what the Raiders gave him. He was like, nah, bro, I want to go play for the Raiders. So for whatever that's worth, that happened.
It's the truth. He grew up a Raiders fan. He always wanted to play for the Raiders.
Yeah.
So,
Carr being there, who he played college ball with, and they put up big numbers at Fresno State together.
Does anybody know what day
icing
the
on top.
AFC Championship is on? Because
Hey, man,
I
y'all done
expect
got
it.
this dude started. We still on basketball, man.
All right, back to basketball. Yeah,
Go to State
definitely
in
matters.
Denver, man.
Okay, all right, my bad.
Matters with your 1 and 2 players. Like you said, it has to be like that QB wide receiver relationship in a sense. We need to be on the same page and everything like that.
The most recent example, you can talk about Golden State. Like that shit started falling apart in 2018. It didn't come out publicly until 19, but
I can.
Like you said, as soon as Draymond called him a bitch and said we don't need you to win, that's when it all went to hell. All went
right. But I can give y'all the story on the original Golden State, the 2015 before KD even got there. Those guys were close as hell. Like they was like brothers. The only one that was kind of like an outlier was probably Dre. Because I remember working with them for like a week straight. I was doing a show with them. I think it was the summer of 2015. So it was right after they had just won. And I could tell how close Steph and Clay were. Like them, you know what I'm saying? They were like type spit. I think Iggy too. But Dre was the only one that I could tell was kind of like, you know what I'm saying? This is a work type thing. I mess with y'all, but you know, it's not that, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, at that time, when you say Clay and Steph was the top 2 players on the team?
Yeah, they were.
For sure.
Like we said, in basketball, you have to be closer with the 1 and 2 players for it to work. Because like there's only 5 guys on the court, and like you said, we play offense and defense together, so we have to understand each other. But they don't have to necessarily be brothers. Like it's just you need that chemistry. Like you need to know that going into there, okay, I got your back, you got my back. Even at the end of the day.
But how do you have somebody's back that you don't F with though? You know what I'm saying?
Are you guys watching Winning Time? Any of y'all by chance?
Yeah.
Shaq and Kareem. I mean Shaq. Oh, my bad. Damn. Kareem and Magic did not rock with each other at first, bro. I'm telling you,
they won first year, right?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, it's a job. Like you got guys that want to be good at their job. They don't care about the dude who's supposed to be sweet too. They want to be good at their job. So they come in with a certain work ethic, a certain attitude, and then maybe the guy catches on like, hey, yeah, this dude is actually all right. But at first, I just think that we, from the outside looking in, because we don't really, ain't none of us been a pro athlete before. We kind of overrate the whole chemistry thing. I think that is a narrative that the color analysts and announcers and shit kind of push. But this thing is more of a, you know, we got to get the job done individually.
I could get
and then as a
because
team,
KD and Kyrie claim they best friends, and look how that went. So that's been
and those are for guys that claim they're best friends. Everybody don't even claim to be.
But you gotta have chemistry. You gotta have chemistry on the court too. And if you missing like half the damn season, you can't get that chemistry on the court.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. And that's why I feel like they got to move on from Kyrie.
All right, go
the guys that are.
Hey, quick story, real quick. All right, so shout out to my wife. She is an X-ray tech. She actually X-rayed Rudy Gobert's knee when he hurt it. I want to say a couple years back, and Utah was playing against Cleveland. And she had basically asked him, you know, what was wrong with his knee. And he started going into detail. And she had propped his leg a certain way. And he started wincing in pain. And she was like, oh, suck it up, Buttercup. So the next day, she got a call from her manager. She was like, hey, you can't be telling professional athletes to suck it up.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
Let me say this real quick. Bro, you know, I lived out in Oakland, bro. Klay Thompson was outside all the time, but I never saw him. He would always be like right down the street. Never could get around this man to say what's up, man, because he's one of the coolest NBA players out there.
Yeah, he is. I got a chance to meet him. Like I said, after that first chip, and yeah, he's hella down there. Steph, I worked with Steph probably like 4 or 5 times that summer. That's when he was first breaking out, so he was everywhere. Like Steph's hella down to earth as well too. If you catch him,
Clay is
Steph-
cool,
Hold on,
but he
what?
be hating on his pops Laker team, saying that they would have just blew us out like that. But I like Clay though.
Hey, quick little personal moment on Steph though. Steph made me realize just how big NBA dudes are. Because I remember watching him at that time. You know, that was his breakout season or whatever. And I remember at that time, I used to see him like, you know, doing all this crazy floaters and getting knocked down by all these guys. He just looked like this little midget just doing this to everybody on all these giants on the court. And then I stood next to Steph and I'm looking up at this thing.
He's 6'3", man.
I'm
Right.
5'10". So when I was
Yeah.
like, wait a minute, like I've
Hey,
been bamboozled. So I was like, if he's like this, I can only imagine. how
Derek
them niggas are.
Derek Fisher was my guy like that. I stood next to D Fish like, damn. Like you be looking little out there, my guy. So yeah. I know what you mean. I know exactly what you saying, Jake.
Because I played summer league against Grayson Allen when he was playing at Providence High School in Jacksonville, and I was like, bro, this motherfucker is huge, bro.
See, right now, I wouldn't guess
for us,
Grayson
bro,
Allen
he
is
would've
small. Like,
He would have been a center. Like they had dudes who were 6'8". David Sharp, who play in the NFL now, he was 6'8". And I'm like, dude, bro. I'm not going to the league, bro. Like, unless I get a sniper or something, man. It's a wrap right here.
that was the same thing I said to myself. I was like, at the height I'm at, you need, by the time you graduate high school, so I was probably shorter than 5'10" at the time. And I was like, for this height, you need to be like phenomenal.
Yeah, you gotta be
to be
stoked.
in the league. Because it's only been so many under 6 feet dudes worth mentioning that you can think of.
Yeah, I seen Chris Paul at an AAU tournament because he has an AAU team. And
Chris Paul ain't under 6 feet for sure. I stood next to him.
He's definitely 6 foot, bro.
Yeah,
Nah,
for sure.
hell no.
I don't care what they
Definitely
say or report.
Like at that time, because I think I was like 5'9", 5'10", and I was like, nah, he's not 5'11", because like he was still like, I still kind of had to look up at him. Like he's like 6 foot, 6 foot and a half.
Remember, that's how
He's
I
6'1".
remember. That's how KD got caught, because he used to be lying about the heights and stuff, and they claimed Ibaka was 6'8", but then they were trying to say KD was only like 6'8", 6'9". But they stand next to each other, and KD's like this.
That's because KD used to say that 6'9" was the
Money.
perfect small forward height. He felt like, because Dr. J was 6'9", and he felt like he was the perfect prototypical small forward, so he loved the 6'9" thing, and that's what he just went.
And then remember when the NBA was trying to crack down on don't be lying about y'all age, and then they still tried to report that KD's 6'9". I'm like, okay, so y'all still lying.
That boy got to be at least 6'10", 6'11".
He's 6'11".
I thought Doc was 6'7" his whole career.
Damn, you help. He's even more athletic than I thought, if that's how tall he was. That's crazy. But all right, look, go to State Denver. We got 2 more series left. Go to State Denver. We see what Golden State doing, so we'll get to them later because we took a lot of time. So what does Denver need? I hate this guy.
Yes, sir. I'm here for
what Denver need to do, man?
When do they announce that Joel Embiid won MVP?
Oh, ha. Yeah.
I think they usually announce that like top of Western Eastern Conference or like bottom of
Something like that.
They're like a little right before the final, conference finals. I believe.
My boy Jokic put up Shaq type numbers in that series. They need to get my boy Jokic some help. They need to.
I thought players was just injured. What you mean? They should be all right next year, right? They'll be back.
JC, we've had this conversation in the chat already.
Right?
Because hold on, because you were sitting up here calling Tobias Harris a bum compared to Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon is the worst bum out there. I'm not trying to hear it. Aaron Gordon pissed me off whole series with that shit.
Yeah, I was disappointed.
He couldn't play offense.
We talked about that last show though, but I was for sure disappointed in Aaron Gordon.
You definitely did agree with that. I'm just poking at you, but nah. Joel Embiid is playing with a much better team than Jokic is, bro. Like, I'm sorry, bro. Jokic role players didn't do him any justice outside of that one game.
Well, then maybe they need to blow his team up too, because that's who he's been rocking with the last 3-4 years.
But
So is that what they need to do then?
They got their key pieces. They got their key pieces already.
I don't think so.
Porter
I'm not
I feel like
I'm a Murray guy because I slandered Jokic. I don't like Murray either. Murray,
I feel like
I don't
oh
think.
yeah, no.
Murray is a bum.
Jokic for 2019.
I don't mess with Murray. Murray was overrated to me.
After
Murray?
that bubble series, they
Jamal
started
Murray.
vastly overrating him, bro. After that one series when he averaged
I brought it up because Jeff be trying to act like Jokic got to play with 2007 Cavs. So that's the reason why I brought up Murray averaging 40 points in the series. Y'all be acting like Jokic is dealing with LeBron's first 7 years, his first 7 years.
But Murray is
close.
Not even
Murray's
close.
about to have back surgery again, right?
Is he?
Is he?
You talking about Porter?
Oh, you talking about Porter Jr.
Oh, okay, that guy. Okay. So
I mean, they knew he was going to be an injury project when he came in, though. So that's on them. He
came in with a bad back.
That doesn't look like that's going to work out good.
Like we said, he's flashed that potential of.
And they paid him already, huh?
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah.
Ooh, Hey, shout out to Michael Porter, man.
They gonna have to make some moves around there. I don't know what type of moves they need to make, but
why did they give Aaron Gordon 90?
Hey,
he pissed me off so much this series.
they fucking gave Russell Wilson too much too. He ain't gonna do anything either. But we still talk about basketball.
Hey, I guess it's on topic. We talking about Denver play.
Hey, it's fair game. Denver is Denver. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, why he really sitting courtside every game trying to build that city chemistry we was talking about?
Yeah. He try to become a pillar of the community. That shit ain't gonna work.
Yeah, Denver's another one that I wasn't thinking about too much because I was too busy arguing the Embiid Jokic stuff. But yeah, it might be time for Denver to blow it up too. They've been talking about these dudes being contenders for years, even when these guys were healthy, and nothing has really come of it. Jokic is playing best basketball of his career. If I'm not mistaken, I think he signed recently as well, so they got some time. So, and when you got a big that plays like that, especially that's an elite playmaker, that should be very easy to build around. So you shouldn't have as much of a hard time as like.
That's what I was gonna say too, JC. So it's clear cut who they should build around there. There's no like, which one of these guys should we choose? They know.
Right. Anybody should be on the table.
Yeah,
like,
if they trade Jokic, oh my.
That's not, bro. Come on, man.
Bro, that better not even be a conversation.
That's not happening.
That's happening in the front office like that. Oh my gosh.
Everybody getting fired.
And I don't even think Jokic is the type to like request a trade or nothing like that. He seemed like he's just gonna rock out. Like, hey, whatever.
After this series, I would have requested.
I'm gonna go out here and casually get this 30, 12, and 15.
It was just like, bro, their perimeter defense was terrible. Like, they let Jordan Poole go off. They let Clay go off. They let Steph go off. Like,
that was to be fair though, that was an incredibly bad matchup for Denver.
Mm-hmm.
That was probably the worst team they could have played, even though it's a quote unquote third seed. That's the absolute worst team they could have played in the first round.
Their biggest mistake was they traded Bobo. All right.
Mistake.
Ball.
Nigga can't even run up and down. Hey man, that's serious. Memphis and Minnesota. This was my favorite series thus far. That was so unpredictable, so many roller coasters, so up and down. They had one game where they came back from two different 25-point leads in the same game and was down double digits when the fourth quarter started and won the game. And they did that, 3 times in the series, right?
Yeah, 3 times. Listen.
So Memphis is some dogs. They ready to roll. We might as well talk about them right after this. But Memphis. I think they got better through that series. You know what I'm saying? Being battle tested. I think with Minnesota, Cat is no longer going to be the cornerstone best player of the franchise going forward. I think they are probably going to make their decision of who that is. And they're going to start building around Edwards more so. And Cat is going to have to thrive in that secondary role. Hopefully he's better in that than he was at being the guy, because we see what the results have been from him trying to be the guy. And
listen to this, though. Listen to this stat. The Timberwolves' point differential this playoffs from quarters 1 to 3 was plus 29. Do you know what it was in the fourth quarter?
I'll say like minus.
It had to be minus 30 at least.
You said what?
Minus 62 in the fourth quarter.
Wow.
Minus 62 in the fourth quarter.
Okay, so that ain't just one guy. That's a problem.
That's a team problem, right there.
Yeah. Maybe coaching
problem.
Yeah, coaching. They beat themselves, man. Like I've been saying, I'm not sold on Memphis, but Minnesota should have won that series. But they don't have the experience. They got too many young guys, and they don't have a leader.
Listen, the play that Ja wanted on was very simple. Anthony came up too high. That's high school defense right there, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Offense guy, right?
Mm-hmm. We're not gonna act like Morant's not an incredible finisher though. Like
that layup was
that was not no normal spit. Like
that layup was way.
You don't let him inbound the ball to Morant. You're on the top side of him. Period, bro.
I don't know if y'all saw, but Anthony Edwards and Morant were going at it though. They were talking shit to each other. I think Anthony Edwards was trying to be the big dog. He was trying to get that steal. He got real cocky. He was trying to get that steal because they were having words right before that.
I like him. He might be my favorite player in the league to watch right now. But he came top side of that inbound play, bro, and that killed him. Yeah. You can't do that. He's got to stay in between the rim and his man on that inbound play, bro.
Especially with Morant. Like Morant is if I get downhill type of guy, it might be a wrap.
Right.
I get that he just hit that three to go up. What was it, 2 before or 1 or whatever it was before Anthony Edwards hit that shot in the corner. But you cannot let Ja Morant get downhill going to the rim like that. You got to make it.
Isaiah, if they inbound it to him in 3-point range and you close out and he make the 3 in your face, so be it.
He's made a good shot. But that layup for Ja, for a player like Ja with that level of athleticism, is way too easy of a shot to give him.
Yeah.
You cannot let him. You saw what he baptized old boy getting downhill. Like we've seen what he is to either dunk on you or throw a crazy layup every single time. That's just the player that Ja is. So not to say he can't shoot at all, but like he's not Steph Curry. He's not a jump shooter. Like, you know what I'm saying? He gets downhill.
I think a perfect comparison is you in the World Series, Dodgers in the World Series, and bases loaded, you got 1 out, and your coach is telling you to bunt, but you saying, fuck that, I'm going for the home run, but then you hit a double play. That's basically what it was.
Yeah. In a sense, you're right. You just got to stay ball you man. That's what we say in football, but it's rim you man in basketball, and you just can't get on the other side of him like that. That's Edwards, and I love Anthony Edwards. Don't get me wrong, he's gonna be even more better than he has been, and he's worth the price of admission and all that. But he got top side of Ja on that, and that's one of them plays in coaching. You just simply can't do that, Anthony. You can't. But they move on. Memphis.
They got it. And Minnie got a lot to build off of. I know you would think consensusly you should always get it right on the number 1 pick, but I think it's safe to say Minnesota for sure got it right on the number 1 pick. We've seen a lot of examples that didn't.
D'Angelo Russell played like trash this series, bro. He averaged 12 points on 33%.
He had his moments though.
That's like we said. Like Anthony Edwards played the best this series on the Minnesota team.
By far. by
But
far.
that was a whole team problem, as we can see. Like to be negative minus 62 in the fourth
Oh,
quarter.
and shout out,
Oh,
hey, and shout out to
that's terrible.
shout out to Jordan McLaughlin too. I remember him. That was him and Daryl know him and my cousin Melton. That was the USC backcourt for his freshman year.
Yeah.
That was what the backcourt was, and I'm proud. You know, he didn't get drafted or anything like that, but he worked his way to get where he's at, and he was in important rotational minutes. And he looked like, you know, that, to be honest, it's looking like if they were to have to move on with Russell, they'd be cool with that, because McLaughlin been getting some important minutes throughout the season and looks like in the playoffs. So yeah, quick shout out to him.
D'Anthony to LA. Let's get it going.
Hey,
man,
I think
he's not gonna do that, man. He don't rock
He's
with us.
It's a good fit. It's a good fit.
I mean,
Cleveland,
I think he would go to the other LA before us, to be real. You know that whole section, they Laker haters. You know what I'm saying? All our pops.
Hey,
man.
It's crowded there, though.
You said what?
I said this. He can come here and thrive. We need him.
Yeah, but at the same time,
we need a guy like him.
Everybody don't want to deal with that pressure of being a Laker player. You know how we are. Like you play good, they love you. You play bad, they scrutinize you more than you know.
No, it's the Lakers.
It's Los Angeles.
Everybody don't want to play for that.
We won 17 of them things. Played for like 60 of them. So I understand.
I don't want him playing with LeBron because they're just gonna blame him.
Okay, you sound like Tyrell now, bro. We don't even know if LeBron will be there by then. Why is you
LeBron eventually got to leave?
You sound like your boy now. Okay,
we need somebody to play.
This
with
is for
Mr.
you, Tyrell.
All right, look.
We need somebody to stick around and play with Mr. Glass when LeBron leaves. And Anthony Davis, if you ever watch this, bro, I no disrespect, bro, but you know.
Man, all the disrespect, man.
Put on some high tops, Anthony Davis. If you see this, please, bro. Your ankles ain't built for the low top Kobe's. Go get the Kobe 9s and put them on, bro. Like, if you like Kobe, put on the Kobe 9s, bro. Because, gosh, I'm getting so tired of them ankle sprains.
Hey, I'll tell you one person that's watching, Karl Anthony Towns. Hey, is he still a bum, JC?
What you mean? I think he showed that in the series.
All right, so anybody that's watching this on the first game of the season next year, I want y'all to bet the over 50 points. Bet the over.
All right, go to State, Memphis, man. Let's get to the semifinals. I knew that first round was gonna take a minute. I need y'all picks, man. Isaiah, who you
I got Golden State, man. Jordan Poole.
And how many?
Because after that first game, it looked like Memphis kind of got the stuff.
That was a dog fight.
But at the same time, they kind of did blow a lead a little bit there late. But it's
with no Draymond.
Yeah, it's just Steph and Clay and Jordan Poole, man. And Clay's not even playing 100%. Like, he's still inconsistent right now. So I just think I got Warriors in max 6, but I think it'll be 5 real quick. Like,
damn, and 5? You think they only get 1?
Yeah. It could go 6. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes 6. Don't think it'll go 7, but I think in 5.
Gene, who you got?
I got Warriors in 6.
D.
I love the up and comers, and I would really love to go with D-Man now, but a Golden State in 6.
My bracket says Golden State in 6, but I'm saying Memphis in 7 because that's who I want to win it.
That's because your cousin.
Me too.
Hey, I hope we in for 7 games. Love more basketball. I just think the experience.
As of right now, I think that's probably gonna be my favorite series thus far. I think, and I hope we're not jumping the gun like we did on Boston and Brooklyn, but I loved what I see, man. That was great. That was great basketball, man. That was great.
I want Memphis to win. I want Memphis.
And I would not. And I was telling Eugene on the phone last night. I don't see Memphis winning, but I wouldn't look at it like some crazy upset if they pull it off. You know what I'm saying? Like the probably.
No, I mean, they was what What was Memphis? 2 seed?
I mean, yeah, it was a 2 seed, but you know it goes with the rankings. Like Brooklyn was a 7 seed, and people had them win the championship. Like
That's the hottest team in basketball.
I knew they was gonna lose again, just like they did last year. I said if they play the Bucks last year, they're probably gonna lose. What happened? This year, Boston was the worst matchup that they could play, and look what happened. But I just, it's just the Warriors' experience, man. They've been
Jordan Poole is breaking out right now, by the way.
Exactly.
Like that
Jordan
boy,
Poole playing the way that he's playing.
He's
right
way
now.
better than I thought he would be.
Yeah, I just think it's just too much for Memphis right now. Like they still young, they still got time.
Yeah, they're not ready yet. But like I said, I think they like. I told Gene last night. He laughed at me, but I was telling him I could see like a 2013 Golden State kind of run where you have like that first round battle and then you lose to a team you're supposed to, but you give them a fight on the way out. You know, I can see that.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah, easily.
And there's been numerous examples of that over the years, but we'll take your 2013 example, and that's exactly right. They will play tough against a team that they should lose to, and then go ahead and lose. All right, what's the next?
Phoenix and Dallas.
Luka Magic, baby. I think Luka loses this one. Suns are just too good. They've been playing well all season. DeAndre Ayton is
how many games?
I think 6. I think 6. Yeah, I think Luka goes off 2 games, and it's just too much for the Suns. But overall, I think it'll be a good series. But I still think the Suns will win it and go to the Western Conference Finals.
I wish Jay Kidd was going to be our coach instead of being in Dallas when he was in LA the year before. But anyway, Luka is so much of a problem for these guys, but for any point guard, basically. It is a tremendous thing. But I do not think they have, because of him, I don't think it's enough to overcome DeAndre Ayton and Chris Paul and Book if he plays. So yeah, I'm gonna say Phoenix. Okay, I'm not gonna jump again. I'm gonna say Phoenix. You know what I was about to say. So okay, just right now for this round, Phoenix over these guys in probably 6 games.
Let me say this though. If Jalen Brunson keeps on playing how he is playing, because he's been going off, he's been going crazy. Mm-hmm. It could be, this could go 7-2. Like we said, it could be another one of those series that's
if it can go 7, that means it can go either way.
It's just if Jalen Brunson continues to play like he's playing, then it could very well go 7. I just don't know how sustainable that is from Jalen Brunson.
Luka is going to be overpowering up top to the smaller guards, mm-hmm. But DeAndre Ayton is going to be just as overpowering down low to the kind of like non-beefy Dallas interior.
Don't sleep on Dwight Powell, man.
No Dwight Powell slander, man.
I feel like Ayton he was already good. He kind of took another step. Yeah, so we'll see, man. And it depends on how.
And you know, Ayton trying to get paid right now too. So
yeah. Don't underestimate a man trying to get paid, brother.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So 7. I can see a scenario where it goes 7, but I'm still going Phoenix here.
What you got, Gene?
I'm gonna go with the upset, Dallas in 7.
Wow.
7. I'm not. I can see it happening, but I got Phoenix in 5. It's cute. It was a cute run. I don't think they were supposed to get out that first round. So, I give Luka a game. He might get 2 because I know he usually does go out with at least a couple games. But yeah,
shout out to Jason Kidd.
I think if Phoenix plays Phoenix basketball that they've been playing all year, they should take care of this in 5.
The last co-rookies of the year,
Kidd and Grant.
Yeah. Deservingly, I might
add. They should have did a co-MVP last year.
I'll save that. Y'all ain't old enough segment for next
time. Milwaukee and Boston. I'll go first on that. I got Milwaukee in 7.
I like that, JC. And I'm talking about a nail biter series. You win one, I win one.
Right.
Milwaukee in 7.
I didn't see the first game. No, Giannis had a triple double, even though he didn't, shoot as well as we would like him to. But he still affected the game with his defense. Was amazing as a passer.
They clamped down on that boy, Brown and Tatum.
Yeah. Brown and Tatum
kept them in check.
Holiday stepped up.
He did.
Gosh, that, like somebody said, that is probably one of the most impactful trades in the last 5-10 years. With Drew.
Yeah.
I said
very under the radar too.
Yeah, it did. I remember at the time, nobody was talking about that. It was talking about it. And I was like, wait, y'all didn't catch that right there for Bledsoe on top of that?
What? The thing about it is with Drew, he's always
get rid of Bledsoe for free. You got Drew Holiday at it? Like, I was like, that is an absolute steal. Like,
and the thing about Drew Holiday, like you said, with chemistry, he's always in the running for teammate of the year. So, and that's voted on by your team and stuff like that, like whoever's nominated for teammate of the year. So his team really does like him and like playing with him. You know what I'm saying? And with Middleton out, like he's gonna have to step up and continue doing what he's doing. But that, like we said, him for Bledsoe was, oh man, that was a steal. Like Milwaukee, oh my gosh, that GM, oh man, that was a smart move.
Yeah, they got a very well constructed team right now, top to bottom for sure.
Like I said, shout out to that. He played real well these last 2 games.
Did you say who you got, or?
I got Bucks in 7. I was thinking that, like we said, Celtics could pull it out too. Wouldn't be overly surprised if they did.
Right. Yeah, I mean the way they've been playing, I can see.
It's just Tatum and Brown have to play better than they did last night.
And let me just say, we are obligated to not pick Boston anyway.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. I would never.
If you have watched the episode of Winning Time, Boston.
Amen.
All right, so I gotta stick to my earlier dark horse pick, and I'm gonna say Boston in 7.
Damn, so we all got this.
Oh, boom!
No, damn. So we all.
Hey, Eugene, did you not just hear us, bro?
I mean, he's a Cleveland guy. He got to do that. That's crazy though. We all got this going 7 then.
So this is gonna be the series, I guess.
Yeah, like I said,
I don't know, man. Golden State and Memphis. That's
for me.
This
is
my
favorite.
That was a treat.
Like, I was actually upset I missed game 1.
Morant is really that nigga, man.
But Giannis is that
good. I feel you, Jay. He is, man. He is.
Hey, Morant needs to stop taking those falls, man. He needs to stop making that hard contact. He's gonna be out.
Want to hear that spit?
I'm just saying, at some point, your body it takes a toll on your body, man.
But yeah, like I said earlier,
got that little padded uniform on under there, man. He all right.
No, Iverson did say that's one of his biggest regrets was that he used to fall on that floor so damn much. So
that floor hurts. It hurts.
And Morant to me is just as great of a finisher as the Iversons and Kyries and Roses and Sweat like that. I could see.
I'm going to, he's right there. If he's able to do it on the finals or Western or Western final or NBA final stage.
I mean, Golden State was scared spitless on that last play when he was coming down. We was coming down. So
yeah.
Oh.
and the
that was a nice up too
against Toronto. Against Minnesota was
I wish you would have looked for Clark on that because they kind of zoned in on him because they were so scared. But I think he was already thinking, heroics, and, all that. He'll learn from it. Move on, game 2.
Hey, shout out to Brandon Clark, man. He's been balling out this playoff run.
Yes, man. Like he's the reason they still even alive right now. Exactly, for sure.
Yeah. He was dominating the boards.
And I always liked him when he was a rookie. I didn't know how they were going to figure out how to implement him, especially when they got Adams and all of that. I like the move even though I like Adams, I like the move to take him out of rotation and give Clark those minutes. The younger guy, let him, play at the faster pace. Somebody who can switch off, like we was talking about last night with the perimeter defense and drop back into the interior. Like, I love the JJJ and Clark format they got right now. And
probably got about 20 minutes to tip off.
Probably less than that. Yeah, we took a lot of time, but it's all good, man. We'll be all right. Miami, Philly.
I got Miami taking that 6 games.
You think Philly get a couple?
Yeah, I think they get a couple.
The guy is down. First 2 for sure. I just don't see a way for Philly to win this. 6 games. Heat.
You got Miami at 5.
Whoa. Oh, man.
Yeah, I don't think there's a guarantee that Embiid comes back even after game 2 because he's still in concussion protocol. So he got to get clear from that.
Well, I had Miami in 6. I had this in my bracket, Miami, Philly, and I had Miami in 6 with Embiid. Without him, yeah, I'm probably going 4 or 5. Even though I know Larry's out too or whatever, but I think Miami, how scrappy they are. Butler's been damn near the best player in the playoffs thus far. Yeah, I as long as this stays constructed, because I know Butler be missing games and split 2 here and there, trying to take games off. He ain't slick. I think, I got Miami in like 4 or 5, even though my bracket said 6. So that was with or without Embiid. I just don't think Philly's ready yet. They got some work to do this summer as well.
Get in the gym, Harden.
Better not just try to run.
Yeah, get in the gym, fat boy.
You should be disgusted.
Play some D.
And
for the record, I think Spoelstra is going to, if it comes down to this, I'll coach his Doc in that moment.
That's supposed to be a hot take.
No, I'm just saying that is what's if it even comes to that.
Yeah, I mean, man, supposed to coach circles around Doc. Right? It's not even close.
Yeah, Doc Rivers been riding that 08 championship forever, dog.
It ain't even just him though. That whole squad, like the way they be acting like they was a dynasty or something. The way they be having like a reunion once a year. You niggas won 1 championship.
They should have won more than 1.
They should have lost.
They should have at least, and they talked to him, D, and you damn near lost that one. But the way that team came together, they should have got at least 2. At least 2. Mm-hmm. Then I can kind of see them doing all of this.
They didn't even go to 3 in a row like they should have.
I hate to defend
we was
them,
ready for them in 09.
I hate to defend them, but KG did get hurt that second time.
Man, we was ready for their ass in 09.
We was. Kobe won the championship and was still mad because he won.
He was a little.
Like, how do you win the championship? His first one without Shaq, and this nigga was still mad.
He's like, man, it's cool. It's cool. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Love Kobe.
Like, nah, I wanted them niggas.
Love Kobe.
All right, man. Well, I guess we got like 10 minutes before the game. So we talk a little bit. What's up, Raiders guys, man? What's up with this Josh Jacobs news I'm hearing, man? What's going on?
I'm telling y'all.
You have to think about it, Josh.
You did. Hey, Gene, talk your spit. You sure did. I forgot about that.
He injury prone. He a good running back, but he injury prone. Dude break a fingernail. He out 3 weeks, man.
If we go back to
hold on. Pause. No. Wait a second. Thing about it is Nick Chubb missed more games than him, so I'm not trying to hear that. Josh Jacobs.
They got Kareem Hunt though.
I get that.
They got something to back it up.
I get that. But they don't want to pay him that first round money. Like after this,
why they be doing backs like that, man?
They're the most.
So I think if we go back to they're
the most expendable.
One of the first episodes I was on with you guys, I told you when Josh McDaniels came and this guy Dave Ziegler
That was one of the things you were worried about.
That New England, yeah, they do not pay running backs first round money. So I think the story more so is that they're not going to pick up the 5th-year option on Jacobs, Abram, or Cleve Farrell. So I think those were 2 of the guys that we got in the Khalil Mack trade. So those guys aren't going to be around. Khalil Mack, the whole thing with him, the guys that we got for him, 3 of them are not going to be around because they didn't get their 5th option picked up. But this is not really surprising for me. The New England people that came over, they just what they did. They drafted that kid from Georgia in the 3rd round. That's what they do. They pick running backs in the later rounds, and they don't pay first round money to running backs. So I was worried about Josh keeping his job when these guys first took the job, and it just kind of manifest.
Hey D, I know backs is expendable and all of that, but why do they do them so dirty, man? They run them into the ground.
Because you got to have the guys outside catching the ball to be successful. The running back dudes, you can have 5 or 6 of them, and you say, okay, I'm gonna have my runner on 1st and 2nd. I'm gonna have my pass catcher and blocker guy on 3rd downs, and then I'll keep 2 guys to back each of those guys up. And I don't want to spend no money on none of them because all the money got to go to the QB, the tackle, and the wideouts. That's basically where they're at, bro. And you know, I hate it too. I feel like the running back is the one position in football, along with the linebacker, where you have to be able to do everything on a football field. And then you see pass, run, block, you name it. Running backs and linebackers have to do it all.
Like Henry and Cook, when it's time to talk, it's like they got to have like this long, drawn out negotiation, or you know, or like
it's like with
it's always something, now, man. It don't matter how good.
With running backs now, they have to be in that Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb, Dalvin Cook, like.
But that's the thing. Even with them, by the time they're done with their rookie contract, they start thinking like, you probably
exactly, Josh. So it becomes a mama, don't let your babies grow up to be running backs thing. Period.
Damn.
Period. You want her to be a quarterback or a wide receiver or a DB.
I think if you're a running back and you're looking for an extension, you got to be top 5. Otherwise,
absolutely
you're expendable.
You got to be Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
How many? Christian McCaffrey's injury prone. He may not even get his.
You want to talk about somebody injury prone? Christian,
but he got paid already, didn't he?
He's missed 23 games in the last 3 seasons.
Yeah, but I think they paid him already, though. Wow. I think they paid him like right before COVID or something like that.
Yeah, they paid him already. He's already gotten paid.
Yeah.
Well, he's got the proper.
So running backs for sure don't get two big contracts. What do you say?
He's got the. You know, I didn't say anything. They just laughed.
I think I know what he's getting at. So I'm I ain't even see that segment. But look, I think running backs, even if they do get one, it's like they for sure don't get 2 big contracts. It seems
no way. No way.
It depends.
Only quarterbacks and DNs get 2 contracts. Receivers barely get 2 contracts.
If I can say if a running back is still producing towards his 2nd contract, and he's not asking for like big money, then he can get a 2nd contract.
Of course they're gonna ask for big money though. Like
not everybody's like that though. Like Nick Chubb, he ain't like that. Shit, he gave us a hometown discount.
Yeah. Like that's what's gonna have to happen for them to keep Josh around. He's gonna have to give him a massive discount.
Watch, they gonna cut.
You think y'all will be all right without him?
I don't know. It just depends on what the kid from Georgia does. He kind of has a run style that's somewhat similar to Josh Jacobs, like leans forward for extra yards and fights for extra yards and stuff like that. He's a hard runner. Not saying he is Josh Jacobs, but he has a run style that's like his. You know what I'm saying? So
thing about it is we don't have to find out until 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so
You can
You got 1 year to figure it out.
well, I mean, he could say I'm not playing.
Josh, don't take me as that guy.
Then nobody gonna do that. He not for your rookie your rookie 5th year. You can't start that bullshit at that time.
Didn't Bell do
that? No, Le'Veon wasn't a first rounder, was he? He wasn't beholden to that.
Second or third, I believe.
He just wanted money. He wasn't beholden to the whole rookie slot thing.
I mean, but Le'Veon Bell was like, dude was like what, the best running back in the league? Yeah. Like he was they had him out at wide receiver. Like
Le'Veon and Colin Kaepernick are examples of what they do to you when you buck the system that is the NFL, bro.
Yeah, Le'Veon Bell was different.
They'll turn you into just a fucking afterthought. Remember Bell when he sat out that prior year? Man, this dude was sensational.
And then I have to think players like Gurley and Zeke probably made these GMs even more so go like, oh yeah, we really ain't paying these niggas now.
Yeah, especially Gurley.
Gurley's knee ended up.
Gurley's that wasn't his fault though. Yeah. Gurley was worth every penny and some.
And I just think Zeke runs with a style of I'm gonna hurt you before you hurt me. He's not really out there to get the most yards every time.
You can argue he's not their best running back anymore.
No, I don't think so.
No. So I had Pollard in fantasy, so I understand where you guys are coming from. But Pollard's faster and younger. But come on, bro, let's not go there. Zeke has a protect himself running style now, which he got paid. I don't blame him.
And then it's like Henry, who are just damn stallions that you'll never see. Like you can literally hand him the ball 80 times and he's still gonna get.
Even Henry got hurt. Yeah, and if you ever have any doubts about Zeke, go pop in that college football championship game against Oregon or Alabama. Either one of those games.
But Zeke at that time was actually in shape. Like he was leaner. He still had the same type run style, but he was faster. He was leaner. But once he got to the Cowboys, he broke out.
How many hits later is this now, though?
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
He also gained a lot of weight too. Well, I won't say a lot, but he gained weight too. Like he got relaxed. Yeah, he got relaxed. And I ain't talking muscle. I'm talking like fat.
What y'all think of the? Well, we can go back to what Gene said about Christian Kirk ruining the market. I think it's showing even more now. AJ Brown to the Eagles, like it seemed like it was like a trickle effect. All these receivers that we thought was set.
We got to see what Ryan Tannehill's trash ass is made of. I have been saying that this man is garbage for the longest. Mm-hmm. Man, he is about to get.
You think he was hiding behind AJ?
He was hiding behind Henry and AJ all day long. He is about to get exposed.
They gave him 100, didn't they?
Yep, and it's about to go to shit.
Actually, Ryan Tannehill played at his best when Julio and AJ Brown were out on the field.
Julio didn't do shit last year.
No, I'm not saying that he did anything, but Ryan Tannehill played his best when Julio and AJ Brown were on the field together. Yeah.
I tell you how screwed up the receiver market is. They offered AJ Brown $16 million a year.
Damn.
He turned it down and went and got 25 from Philly, bro.
Man, Christian Kirk made every top 10 receiver go to their GM like, hey, hold the hell on.
like the Jaguars, bro. Let me say this about Jaguars, bro. I've been watching them do this every single time they get some money. Outside of that year when they got Calais Campbell, Telvin Smith, and they spent it all on defense. Outside of that year, with their offensive play, I don't understand who walked it. Trevor Baalke is one of the worst GMs in the fucking NFL. How do you give Christian Kirk and Zay Jones, love Zay Jones. He was a Raider. Once a Raider, always a Raider.
Shout out to Zay Jones.
But damn, How do you give him that much money this offseason? Are you serious? Are you serious, my guy?
When I saw the Christian Kirk deal, I thought I was looking at it wrong. And I had people call me and try to say that the Chiefs had to get off of KC, had to get off of Tyreek because of Devontae. I'm like, bro, you need to go back to the Christian Kirk signing. And
because of Devontae?
That's why Tyreek wanted that money like that. So, yeah,
I mean,
Jaguars started this.
Tyreek is as important to the Chiefs as Devontae is in general.
Correct. We're not saying that. But what we're saying is, how do you give Christian Kirk that much money? He ain't even have a 1,000-yard season yet.
Yeah, every receiver is going to start at 21 now.
I would start at 21.
Have a conversation.
Yeah.
Like, this ain't even worth having this conversation unless we starting here.
Yeah, I'm going to hang up if you say anything in the teens.
You gonna tell gonna tell me you would pay AJ Brown $16 million while Christian Kirk getting paid $21 million?
No way.
AJ Brown?
Right. What? You shouldn't even offer him that. You gotta
be trying that.
Exactly. Isaiah and Jay. Exactly. That's why the dude left.
And he said he would come back if they offered him $22 million a year.
Wow. Yeah, they gonna.
What happened?
Just
they
like
gave all
the
that money
Chiefs
to Henry.
Tyreek.
They gave all that money.
Titans is finna fill that. They're gonna feel that. Robert Woods is nice and all that. I love Woods. I wish we would have kept him, but they're gonna feel that.
At least y'all got Allen Robinson to replace.
What y'all gonna do with Beckham? Nothing.
He a free agent.
It ain't up to us.
He a free agent.
He
I saw the running back took his number, so. He's not coming back to the Rams.
He low key been flirting, coming back to Cleveland on social media.
13 back. What you mean?
Oh yeah, and Jarvis?
Nah, I don't think Jarvis coming back.
Why? What's going on?
Asking for too much money.
Man, that nigga Craig. Every receiver out there is like, nigga, don't even, like he said, you say something in the teens, I'm hanging up.
The thing is, Jarvis was willing to sign an extension with Cleveland, but the Browns didn't want to sign him to an extension. Like, they wanted him for just one more year. It was more like a prove it deal, but he wasn't having it. So that's where the hang up was. He wanted to stay, but
y'all know what happened with Hollywood?
Hollywood Higgins?
Brown. No, Hollywood Brown.
I was about to say.
I know they traded him.
Let me tell you.
They already was struggling with their receiver core, and then they lost their best receiver. So
Hollywood wasn't like this overly.
I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm glad you mentioned that.
Their best receiver, but it's just like they keep on running the ball like 60-70% of the time and putting it all on Lamar and the running backs back, and it's like, I'm only seeing like 4 or 5 targets a game. You want to see more targets. He's used to that Oklahoma offense where he can get 10 to 12 targets a game. And that's what he'll get in the air raid offense in Arizona with Cliff Kingsbury.
Here's what I see. I see a whole fan base and ownership group and perhaps new GM that don't want to pay Lamar.
No, they want to pay him.
So what
they gonna pay him?
He ain't picking up the phone.
Just let me talk. So we gonna get rid of your best receiver, and we not gonna draft nobody. And then when you go out there and have a trash year, we gonna blame you, homie. And then we gonna say, see, he wasn't worth the money. That's why we didn't give it to him. I feel like this
That's
whole
a backfire though.
But nobody's
Lamar
stupid though.
Not paying because they mad that Deshaun that money like that, bro. And the next dude in line is another black dude. So they like, man, you know what? And I could be wrong. And I have always said that some of these owners would rather lose than win with a. Okay, so that's where I think we at. We gonna clown this dude and trade away all his best weapons, and then when he have a bad year, we gonna say, see, he wasn't worth the money anyway. That's what I think.
So they've been trying to sign him to an extension, but he not picking up the phone. Like he not answering any calls from management. But I can agree with you. I can agree with you on the fact that they didn't get another receiver as a way of
they didn't
saying,
draft anybody.
Yeah,
right.
That shit
just to cover. Yeah.
Like, when I could understand the Kyle Hamilton pick, like best player available. Understand. Completely understand that. When they traded up and got a Tyler Linderbaum, I was like, okay, in round 2, they got to go receiver. They got to find a way to get George Pickens, somebody. Didn't get a receiver. And I'm like, they just saying, fuck Lamar. Like, I literally tweeted and said, GM don't give a shit about what Lamar wants right now.
And that could
be. And then they go say, see, he's not that good anyway. After they don't get him no weapons, and then he doesn't have as good a year. What?
That could be retaliation of the fact that he ain't picking up the phone. I mean, but nobody's stupid though. We all see it. We not the only ones that see it. Like,
so that means other teams is gonna see that, and they'll probably still pay him.
And there was a rumor that I heard listening to the radio where one of the reporters said that he heard talks about Lamar possibly getting traded.
Like before the season even starts?
Before the season even starts.
That would make sense too.
Vegas, shit. I ain't even gonna lie for that. I'm just playing. Derek Carr, if you watching this,
good, man. I believe in Stafford, man. I'm good.
I mean, but like since Lamar's MVP season, like his stats have gone downhill. Like even with the guys even with Hollywood Brown. So I mean, he
hasn't really had a true receiver not one of them seasons.
Yeah, because Hollywood Brown ain't that good to me anyways. Like he's better than any other receiver that they have, but he's not top 10, top 15, not even top 20 to me.
Yeah. And can we talk about how, I don't know, football gods is on Kyler Murray's side, how he just keep getting all these receivers for free?
Hey, Hopkins.
Hold on. Yeah, I was just about to say that. Hopkins just got suspended for PEDs.
What?
Yeah,
6 games.
When did that happen?
It happened earlier this afternoon.
Yep.
What?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And also, speaking of DeAndre Hopkins, he's the one that started this wide receiver money shit on the low.
Yeah.
When he signed the deal that he signed when the Texans sent him to Arizona.
Yeah.
I think Hopkins is he making 20? He's making over 20, man. So he really started this whole receiver thing.
Yeah, but
on the low.
But you're talking about arguably the best receiver in football at the time.
If you're Tyreek Hill, when your time comes, you like, hey, shit, I want.
You're not Hopkins though, Tyreek Hill. You're not Hopkins or Adams.
I would argue that
don't sleep on Hill, man.
Yeah, I would argue that I am, sir. Fourth down and 15 in the Super Bowl, sir. I would argue that I am DeAndre Hopkins, if not more.
Shit, just look at what he did against the Bills.
I am DeAndre Hopkins. Hell, I am the guy in New Orleans that got hurt. I am Devontae Adams.
Real quick,
I am Odell Beckham. Whoever you name, shit.
What is this PEDs thing? Like, is this like some, like, what's going on there? Is that like, what is that? Or like, what qualifies for that? Did they say?
What did he do? What did he
like? Did he answer for it? Like, this is my first hearing of this.
I didn't read the article.
They just said that he was suspended 6 games for PD. So hold on.
Yeah.
I mean, 6 games sounds a little like, if it was 4 games, I probably would have thought it was some bullshit. 6 games is kind of hefty.
He can still appeal it.
That's what ain't.
6 games, that's a big chunk of season.
Yeah, that's not, 4 games is usually like, you know what I'm saying? Like when we hear something, we usually expecting about 2 to 4. But I mean, 6 games, like, that must have been some spit.
And who did they just get? What receiver did they just get?
They got
Hollywood Brown.
Somebody else too.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember off the top of my head right now.
And I think AJ Green went back, but he washed.
Did he?
AJ Green did go back. And they still got Zach Ertz at tight end. So I mean, you know, they make the Marquise Brown move because they knew DeAndre was in trouble.
Yeah, it doesn't say what like PED he took, but it's just saying he was rehabbing, got drug tested, and he's suspended 6 games now.
So why he
anything, right?
yeah, why he just don't say like Canelo and Alvarez in boxing?
Got some bad steak.
Yeah, we went to Mexico and we ate some bad taco meat. The taco meat did it. The taco meat excuse from Canelo and Alvarez.
Oh man.
All right, Dodgers fans, before we get up out of here, y'all want to talk about Kershaw? Most strikeouts?
Yeah, my boy is the all-time leader in Dodgers strikeouts. Shout out
He
to
definitely
Kershaw.
deserves it. He deserves it. We love him. I remember when he was just a kid coming up. Ended up being a fantastic player for us. I hate what happened to him against the Cardinals. I still think that they was cheating too. I hate what happened against the Houston Astros. We know that they were cheating. But with all that said, this guy is still one of the greatest Dodgers ever. And I can say nothing more superlatives about the kid, man. I'm a big Clayton Kershaw guy.
Congrats to Kershaw. Congrats. And he got that hump off his back. He won that World Series championship. So
yeah.
The team needs to get it together. They haven't hit their full stride yet either.
But you mean last time you was mad, you was like, "Oh, Dodgers playing good." Now y'all want to talk about baseball.
They just haven't hit their full stride. Like Trey Turner is not hitting well.
Dodgers.
Yeah, Trey Turner's not hitting well. Freddie's about the only one who's really hit his stride in a sense. He's only batting above 300. So they just need to kind of get it together. You know, they've been kind of inconsistent. Like the offense has been really kind of boom or bust lately here. So they need to just be more consistent. The pitching has been just fine. They just got to be more consistent on offense.
You love to see it. That's that 88 World Championship right there.
Oh, that was a beautiful year. I wish I was alive.
I hope you guys can see that in the camera. You love to see it, LA.
I was born that year.
You know, shout out to your Guardians, man. They're second in their division.
Hey.
The Guardians.
Hey, man.
The Cleveland Guardians. Wow.
I think we lost like 7 in a row, and then we just swept the A's, which ain't much of an accomplishment looking at, you know, the way they're put together. But, you know, they've been a surprise so far. And Jose Ramirez, man, he leads the league in RBIs right now.
Shout out to you.
How many?
I think he has 23, 24 now. So
even though you know the big spenders,
boys of summer,
you know, usually the Dodgers and the Yankees are playing really good baseball right now. I can't even lie.
Yeah,
they're 16-6 right now. They looking like they could make a run if they can continue this up. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
Hey man, Dodgers Yankees. Everybody would love to see it.
Yeah, LA versus New York, that'd be a great one. That would be a money grabber right there, boy.
Yeah.
Everybody would love to see it.
That'd be big.
Yeah, the reason I wasn't rushing y'all off is because Miami beating on the Sixers already, so y'all shouldn't be in no rush to go look at that.
Well, it looks like everybody picked the right team on that one.
But anything else y'all need to add, man? Any notations?
Oh yeah, you already know what I'm gonna say. Fuck
Eminem. I knew
it. Sir. Yes, sir. Eminem is garbage.
Who?
I love my boy Gene. He already knew what was coming.
Episode. After that greatest Super Bowl performance ever from the white boy.
Yeah, whatever.
Mid. But all right, y'all, man, we're gonna get up out of here, go watch us some basketball. Appreciate my brothers for pulling up, man. This is a great preview and recap and all that good stuff. And hopefully I see y'all when it's conference finals time. You know what I'm saying? We coming near the end, man. This is when it's time. This is when legends become legends, all that good stuff, man. I'm excited. And make sure y'all tune in, man. Check us out on Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora, YouTube. We're on all directories now. Just type in All Grind Sports. Thank y'all for the support that y'all been showing, man. Continue to subscribe, like, comment, share. Let's take this to the furthest extent. And that being said, man, peace out. See y'all later. Thank you for tuning in.
Go Raiders.
Appreciate it, y'all.